as a little Easter egg for two hands. Horgy Borgy.
Borky Borky. All right, we are live. So let us say hello to folks. Hi, I'm Gats. I'm the GM for Beta of the Ancients D&D. Welcome to Season 6, Session 14. And who am I playing with tonight?
Hello everyone, I am Aludria, and I will be playing Sane the Negotiator tonight. Half-elf rogue. Good time.
Sane.
Sane the Generous.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Charlotte, and tonight I will be playing Zilphanis Yakan, the Wood Elf Ranger. There we go.
Maybe your parents just didn't tell you.
That would be quite the discovery, I think, for him.
Who's next?
Hello. I am Joe, and not realizing it is my time up, I will be playing Valis Celeste / Deer, our resident Drow wizard.
And I am Mike. I will be piloting Marcus Vance, the party wife cleric, and post-berry trade resident sugar daddy. So, should be fun.
Hey.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Exodus, but you can call me Trek.
Damn
it.
All right, we'll get over to Exodus real quick. But so party once again and still finds themselves in the town of Bryn Shander for like 10 sessions almost, I think. You are currently, or you began last session inside Kelvin's Comfort, the dwarven inn managed by Ogden Flamebeard. While you were in the inn, you began last session by continuing to test the limitations of Valis' sentient map, notedly called Exodus, but said you could call him Trek if you wanted. And the sentient map, in addition to being able to do some fancy stuff with the designs on its paper, actually ended up helping Valis regain most of their memories from the lapse earlier in that day. After doing that, the map Exodus basically said, yeah, I'm going to go to my room. I'm really, really tired. Don't bother me. Sorry, bud. Thanks, bud. While they were still in their rooms up in Kelvin's Comfort, lost my spot. There we go. Valis actually finally started playing with that torque that you guys had picked up from Theory that was supposed to be brought to his father Creek in Lonelywood. Valis, with a good idea from Marcus, was able to discern that the one of the activation words was in Agwan, the primordial language of the water elementals. But as soon as learning that, Sane and Zilphanis got really spooked and begged him to not activate it and to stop, which Valis obliged. Shortly thereafter, Sane and Zilphanis went to their room, started chatting to each other about performance, observation, and Zilphanis started to teach Sane Elven and managed to teach him the and door yourself. Those are the 4 words.
In yourself.
Yes, those are the 4 words that were learned. Meanwhile, in the other room, Marcus performed a medical exam on Valis and observed that he was getting headaches, maybe from stress, at the mention of memory loss and mind flares.
Yeah, lipids.
Marcus also got a better look at Valis' strange, precise scars. The morning in the Kelvin's Comfort was filled with business and bickering, as Marcus sold and gifted more than 24 berries, and then bought some cheese, ale, and meats for the wall guards, while Sane and Zilphanis bickered and got handsy with each other over who was buying breakfast. After that, I believe the party went straight over to the Eastern Gate to bring the goods, where you met Gasper, the head of security for the walls of Bryn Shander. Very charming, very handsome half-elf wearing blue and silver. You're able to determine that Torg had not been in the town, at least for a few weeks. as far as he knew, which he should know. And that if they did come into town, they usually stop by the Hooked Knuckle Trout, which is an inn known for traders and fishermen. I believe after you went to the Wall Guard, you then went over to the Fancy Compass, where Valis drafted some sketches for Verona's Stories by Chapter about Pneumatic Tribes of the North, and she offered to pay Valis to do 60 such sketches, 3 for 20 copies, if Valis had the time, ideally completing them by tomorrow morning, when these people come to collect their chapters. Verona was also able to, I believe you guys got the information from her, that Sable, the girl you were looking for, stayed in and about the Geldon Stakes Rest, which is just north of the Fancy Compass. So, party headed over there, bought meals and drinks that they didn't really eat, and convinced the innkeeper, Myrtle, that you guys were working for Jasper in an important investigation, and that, or something like that. What was it? Clarify, Mike. I can't remember the exact words.
Just that we were friends enough with Jasper that we had a follow-up meeting with him, and we would get the information at that meeting instead of here.
So you were
Basically
working
a dinner date.
You were working with Jasper in some capacity, not necessarily under his employ. But yes, you had connections with Jasper, and you're important, and we need to talk to Sable. Where are they?
Where art thou?
With a little bit of gold and the natural 20 deception, they were able to point you to the room they were staying in above your heads, where you guys knocked.
City guard, open up! No.
Yeah, knocked. Sable said, hold on. You guys said, we should go surround them, make sure they don't run. Spooked them with that, as they had a high passive perception and rolled an even higher active one. But you guys were able to coax them out of the window they were trying to jump off of, and eventually calm them down with the gift of Zolphanus' cloak, some gold, and some sweet and scary words. Sable ran through the story of their encounter with the supposed killer. Again, matching pretty closely with some of the stories that Flynn had written down and kind of relayed to you before, though you got some more details this time, as well as a bit of a sketch, at least of the kind of center of the head, the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose of the man that Sable claims to have encountered in the past. You then all left Geldon Stakes Rest, and I think we resumed the party, you guys standing right outside. Let me pan over to where you are. Probably need to pan while on the object layer. There we go.
Probably.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, you've all successfully gotten some information from Sable. You've met Myrtle, been inside the very rundown tavern that is Geldon Stakes Rest, with its mold and horrible smells. What is your next move?
That's a good question. So what is our next move? I can see your lips moving, but the wind's pretty loud right now. You're pretty mute. What?
We wanted
we
to
act-
find out more information about Torgs, didn't we?
Yeah. I hear there's another tavern that most merchants go through. We could also just, probably go back and ask Myrtle if we really wanted to. They seem to be a font of information. What are you thinking?
Marcus, you were going to say something too.
No. I basically just what Zolvana said. I mean, it's are we actually planning on going outside the walls today? Because if not, I have some other things I can attend to in town.
Same. I have a couple things to do before we leave.
We don't have to act on information we find today, merely just collect it, or when we decide to use it.
Okay. In terms of your activities, Marcus, how long would you need? Would company be of assistance?
Sure. I mean, real easy. I'm basically just gonna swing by our poster again, see if anything's happening, swing by the House in the Morning Ward again, see if there are any updates on the potion front. I'm not expecting so in a matter of hours, but you know, good to make an appearance at the very least. And then I can post up and chat up dwarves for as long as anyone else needs to complete any of their activities, but I definitely have some business arrangements that I would love to get underway in terms of seeing if there are any more dwarves interested in striking their fortune and you know, starting their own mine, seeing if they know of any good prospecting sites just in the general area. It seems like, you know, a you know, adventuring souls paradise out beyond the walls. So see if
Yeah.
there's anything we can make the most of out there.
Okay. Well, I have a few things I'd like to do on my end. I still don't know too much about, well, some of the underworkings of this city, such as it is, and that makes me more than a little uncomfortable. I was going to see if our new friend Sable might be able to give me some leads in terms of what foundations there are in the city, what kind of people to talk to if you need something acquired, something done, so to speak. It would be good to know who's out there, especially as we're growing our own merry band. In terms of how much that information usually costs, would probably run us, well, normally 5, but I'd call it 7 based on how we last treated them. How would all of you feel about me hiring them on, so to speak? Sending them out to see if they can't find some more information, to have them as eyes in the city. Are any of you opposed to that? What is your measurement of their worth? What did you understand? They're keen and quick to get out of harm's way. That's respectable.
That they are very how should I put this? I think they were able to hear us on the other side of the door talking, so that could be quite useful in gathering information. I say go for it.
I don't see why we couldn't use them.
He definitely does seem resourceful in terms of a person. You know, as Varric mentioned, it's you know, she seems skilled in her own way. As far as hiring her on as an agent of sorts, her reputation in this town is both a blessing and a curse. So her reputation here is already established, and I'm afraid it seems it's not a particularly good one. So to me, this means you'll either have to be discerning in the jobs that you give her, keeping her reputation in mind. 2, you can leverage her reputation in terms of recruiting her. This could be a chance for her to turn over a new leaf, you know, and it looks like she has been looking for an out, so to speak, of her current life predicament. So could be good. 3, as Varric mentioned, she does have innate natural talent. So if we're able to foster that, hopefully her reputation doesn't spread too far outside these walls. So when it comes to being discerning with her tasks, perhaps she would be more useful stationed in a new town. And that could even, you know, over time, that could even, you know, lend itself to the whole turning over a new leaf sort of thing, start a new life in a new town, whatever, blah, 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 blah. All viable options. I trust your judgment. Just be aware of those factors.
Nodding. Yeah, it's in terms of hiring them on formally, it would be small tasks, small jobs, gathering information here or there to start, you know, possibly finding us a certain person if we happen to be looking for them, just in regards to any of the guilds or groups, so to speak, that might be in power here, that the guards would be less than happy to know about their existence of. If they could pull us some information akin to that, pull their weight, I'd be, probably more than eager to bring them on more formally. But for now, the idea would to be keep their eyes and ears out, maybe give them a bit of a direction, check in, see how they do. We go from there. Nothing formal, no outright commitments.
My only question for that: how will we pay them reliably? Say if we're gone from Princhand or whatever town that they're stationed in for days, weeks at a time, how would we pay them?
You see, that's the joy of it. This isn't the type of hiring them on formally. They gather some of the information we want, and if it's something that we want to hear or something that's valuable to us, we pay them for it. It would be upfront a case-by-case situation in which they have the expectation that if they put in this work, they put in their time, they will be receiving the funds. And ideally, it will be putting us in a better situation to be making gold of our own. Having them find us jobs, doing some networking for us. That's what I had in mind.
This is true, but we could also just as easily use someone like Myrtle.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I plan to ask, sorry, very, very bad with names. I plan to ask Sable what kind of things Myrtle enjoys. Do they have a penchant for certain hobbies? What kind of gift could really show for people of no small means to be respected, to get in good with them? I think their information gathering skills is going to be a lot more useful than Sable, but Sable's more mobile, better able to scrounge some of those lower areas I might be interested in exploring the opportunity does. Myrtle has tied down rumors, but yeah, go ahead, Barrick, dear.
Are you trying to take Myrtle out for dinner as well?
No. I feel like it would be a little strange to bring an innkeeper out to dinner. That's kind of their primary means of work. I imagine that wouldn't go over too well. Probably feel just more like work. But no. That would be more of a working relationship, not necessarily a relationship centered around pleasure. As lovely as Myrtle is. Rest in peace to her husband. I would never. Probably. But no. Part of the intent of the conversation with Sable would be to learn how we can get in better with Myrtle, how useful Myrtle might be. It seemed they were relatively close. At least that's what Sable said. I don't know if that's actually true. So, we can see. I think both of them could be useful.
It's just a matter of determining who's more useful right now.
Well, let's come up with a goal then. What should be the first task if I am to talk to Sable? What kind of information do we want him to gather?
Oh, you wanted to know more about the underbelly of the city.
Yes, I do.
I don't have anything in particular that I'd like to learn from her.
Okay.
GM, how long have we been in Brinjander? Like how many days? Like in-game days?
I can't remember off the top of my head exactly how many days it's been. It's been at least a couple, though.
I mean, I
Okay.
feel like it's been about a week, right?
I think at least
I'm
4.
I'm just trying to gauge how long Helg has,
It's a good idea.
if he's not already dead.
Could be.
Nah, he's fine.
If you don't mind bending the truth a little bit, you can always ask about a fence for magical items. if she can put you in touch with a fence for magical items, and that will at least get you in with the wrong people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. This is a big old grin from Sane, like, I like that.
Perhaps we could use it to find Helg. We haven't seen him in a couple days.
I was just thinking that myself.
Kind of winces a little bit. Oh, but you didn't have any questions for Sable, right, Sylphie?
I didn't, but I imagine finding Helg might be something I could do myself, as
Good enough.
finding...
You two seemed pretty close.
I like to think so.
A lot. Alright, that gives me some directions for Sable, and eventually Myrtle down the road. I can work with that. I can absolutely work with that. Alright.
I've got a proposal for you guys, just to get us rolling. So, Valis, you've got about 3 hours of work you want to get done before you leave town. Marcus,
We'll say 4.
okay. 4.
Be extra careful.
Marcus, you probably have an hour's worth to get all your stuff wrapped up, I would say. Easily with some small talk, right? And then that leaves 3 hours to do whatever. Zolfana, sounds like you want to do some investigating for Helg. Essentially, what I will do is break down each hour into an investigation attempt for a certain topic. And I'll do the same thing for you, Sane. You can either focus on a specific person, trying to get information from them, or a specific topic. So, Z is very straightforward. You're looking for Helg. You're trying to get leads on Helg, right? Is there anything else you're trying to investigate, or anything like that at the moment? Any information you're trying to get?
I mean, unless we want to do this as a group, but, like, information about where Torgs is, since that's where we're headed next,
Okay.
so to speak,
nice.
in the case.
Okay. And
Yep.
Sane, you're looking for Torg, basically, and then trying to see if you can get an in with some type of underbelly.
Get it in with some type of underbelly, and what kind of local work is there? Sane's not really going to be focusing on Torg.
Sane not focusing on Torg. Underbelly and work.
Correct.
I see where your priorities are.
Yes, but none of you should know that.
Underbelly work, Helg and Torg.
Gold will help us find him.
All
Speaking
right.
of gold, could I have could you spot me 15 gold, Marcus?
For
Well, to start, finding some useful information, buttering some people up just in regards to finding some more local jobs, getting people talking. It's a lot easier with a little bit of gold up front. Think of it as an early investment of sorts. As you're tying down some of your own connections, I will ideally be making some for our own organization here. Making some people who might know where to get items of use, things that'll be helpful in our adventures, and maybe even finding some leads in and out of the city that can earn us some more gold. Pay it back and then some.
of course, Marcus very deliberately, like in his palm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 15. That stack of coins. Oh, sorry, everyone's frozen. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're good.
Okay,
You're good.
cool. Big stack of coins. This is 15 gold. Hands it to Sane. Has a scroll in the other hand. This is for receipts.
I can appreciate organization. And he'll actually kind of dig around in his bag and find, probably by your sensibilities, a horrendously disorganized notebook. Just place it in there. I'll keep track of all the expenses.
Just
Thank
drops the paper into like some mess of pages, closes book.
Oh,
Evaporates.
goodness.
Cool.
Just seeing the notebook like that just hurts Valis' soul.
Yeah, as it should.
All right.
That's why I hasn't pulled it out until now.
So, just to expedite stuff,
Yep.
let me know if you guys want to pause or do any specific roleplay. Totally cool with that. But I'm going to do this hour by hour. I'm going to suggest you guys split up to get your various tasks done.
Yep.
Valis, do you want to start with the drawing work?
Yes.
Okay. So, Valis, you're heading over to the fancy compass. And when you get there, Verona's actually going to set you up at a desk in her room. I'll pan to you shortly when we do that. Marcus, you're right by the House of the Morning Lord. Sound good to swing by there and have a check-in with them now, or did you want to do something else first?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like, hi, any progress? The berries sold well.
Yep.
Thanks, bye. Like, it's nothing.
Cool. So we'll have you go there first. We'll start with that. And then Sane, you want to... Sounds like you're going back into Geldensteg's Rest, or are you hitting the
Yeah,
town?
so here's what happens. He heads outside and then does a U-turn.
Okay, you're going in Geldensteg's Rest to try your luck here. And
Yep.
Z, where are you going to try your luck? Again, looking for Helden Tord.
I would like to go probably talk to Renderil, Elza.
Yeah.
Those are the
Market
major
Square.
two that I think.
Basically.
Nice.
Got it.
And then
Nice.
anybody else that catches my attention while I'm there that I think might know where they are.
Alrighty. So real quickly, I'm just going to start with Valis because it's kind of the most straightforward thing to get started.
Yes.
So I'm not even sure if you guys are going to be able to see the way I have this, but that's too bad.
Look,
Um,
that's too bad. Look with your special eyes.
So
Barbara!
And
Valis, you make your way into the fancy compass. Sorry, you were saying something?
no, go ahead.
And you explain, now's a good time. Brenna kind of small chats you about some different book titles and actually leads you upstairs to her room.
Oh.
To her sacrificial chamber now.
And you can see it's kind of catastrophic in here as far as organization goes. There are many bookcases in her room, just filled bookcase all over the place. There's a huge pile of open books with their spines open, face down, face up. There's a bunch of dead houseplants all in this area. Looks like they haven't gotten any sun, and probably she just stopped watering them at one point. But she ended up leaving you over to her desk and kind of settles you in with the stack of paper, some reference, as much charcoal and everything that you'd need, and just kind of asks that you don't mess with her organization in here, stick to the desk, and excited to see when it's done. There's some lit candles, there's some warmth of a hearth, and that be your setup. Any questions for Verona or me before she heads back down?
Mm-mm.
All right, we're going to start off kind of your first hour of progress. Do a sleight of hand for me.
Alright.
For your speed of
Sure.
hand, essentially.
Natural 20, watch this.
Come on.
That's really solid.
15.
15. Nice. And then what was the other thing we were doing? Was it history?
It was 3 different roles: sleight of hand, history, and medicine.
Okay, we're not going to worry about the medicine right now. Let's just do the history.
Okay.
And you do have your original references.
8.
Okay.
Would I be able to do like a trace type of thing, like do what Marcus taught me, light underneath, and then
Yes. Let's have you do just a basic intelligence check, real quick.
Okay.
To see how well you set this light table up.
Wow.
21.
There you go. So you're like, I don't even remember the context. This Sonny was talking all kinds of. Yeah, I got my references, and I'm gonna jury rig a light table in this room using her
Yep.
stuff and some magic. Marcus gave you a pretty nice, you took notes, I recall, on how to set up a
Mhm.
light table per Marcus.
Yep.
So you're going to work. Awesome. So panning back to the party.
Rude.
What's rude?
Didn't even remember anything Sane said. Such details.
Whoa, I made
Oh
Marcus
no,
go
Marcus
flying.
Sonny
just
does-
gets tossed out the walls.
I
Sonny
pinged,
does do a
and
lot
it
of
sent you.
talking.
Right.
Oh, goodness.
it's
All
It's
hard to
right.
remember all of it.
So, do you want to RP this, Marcus, or do you just want me to give you the rundown of how it went? Rundown.
Just give me the rundown. There's nothing important happening.
All right.
Unless he magically figured out potions in 12 hours.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, in short, Copper asks you for more berries, for sure. He says, I made some progress, wasn't able to, extend the duration in the few hours that I had. And Michonne actually ended up selling 6 for 2 gold each instead of the 1 that you suggested. And you could tell during the conversation, there was a part of her that wanted to pocket that double amount, but totally didn't, and gives you your fair share of 4 gold and 8 silver off the cut.
Cool. Thanks.
Um,
I will actually do the spend a channel divinity, regain a spell slot, give him another set of 10 with the information hey, we might be out of town for a couple of days, so use these. Plenty more when we get back, all that good stuff.
are these
but,
the
yeah,
24
blah, blah, blah.
or the 12-hour berries per your design?
Oh god, does she have berries on her? Because if not, they're 12.
Let me see if she does. Actually, I'll have you do it. Roll me charisma. Just a charisma
Charisma?
check.
Sure. Is that literally just click the charisma
just-
1?
Yep, just click on charisma.
13.
All right, roll me 2d4.
2d4 for a total of 5.
So she ends up with 5, and also mentioned that she'll try and ask people, if they don't have gold, that we'll be happy to take berries for our cause for donations. So hopefully there'll be some type of influx.
Berries
get
for the
lucky.
cause.
Berries for the cause.
Yeah, I mean, for her then, she's got 524 and 512. So good
Cool.
luck.
Nice.
Nice.
512. Awesome. And yep, Copper thanks you in his little fuzzy bear-like suit and scampers upstairs with the berries. As they start bickering about who gets to use them for experimenting and who gets to sell what. So, we will come back around to you after that. Sylphanis, for the first hour, first destination, what is your goal here? Are you stopping by Rendaryl's? Are you focusing on Helg or Torg first?
Yeah, Helg first.
Okay. Now, briefly, what is your strategy for investigating? Are you just looking for anybody who might know something, saying, hey, kind of trying to ask around? Are you eavesdropping? Are you scout searching for signs of Helg? What's your strategy?
I don't know how well scout searching would work in this city. So probably more trying to see if anybody's seen him around. With a combo of also eavesdropping, seeing if people after he asks, maybe talk to some if they're a group of people, for example, and if
So-
they talk amongst each other.
For the first
Sense.
hour, focusing on Helg, I'm going to have you roll an investigation check and any type of charisma-based skill check that you want. It's going to determine what you can deceive, you can persuade, you can try and intimidate.
Well, I have a -1 to everything except persuasion, so I think it's going to be persuasion.
All right, roll me that investigation persuasion combo real quick.
To read those off, per investigation, that's a 6. Persuasion, that is a 13.
Gotcha. So you end up finding a few people who are willing to talk to you, but the leads go pretty dead. Again, they oh yeah, the guy from the poster. You hear about there's a big party at the Northlook that busted, and they just were gone. That kind of a thing. So no leads for that first hour of asking around about Helg. Sane,
Yeah, that's me.
what's your strat here exactly? Or at least roughly.
So rough strat for this first hour is going to be just going back up to Sable's room. It's been 5 minutes. Hopefully they're still there. So we'd probably,
So
you know, just
You're gonna go see Sable, and what are you doing with Sable?
with Sable specifically, I am going to be explaining, you know, we got off on the wrong foot. You know, Drow does things a little differently. I'm the nicer guy of our organization. Here's some gold. You know, that was more than worth your time. I have some questions if you're wanting to answer them.
All right, how much gold are you giving her off the bat?
5.
All right, 5 gold. Roll me a deception.
Yes. Nine.
9. Okay.
Drow will probably sell it.
Let me do a GM roll here. Okay. And what were you trying to get out of Sable exactly? Like, are you just trying to get
Yeah.
her under your employ to keep an ear out for interesting things? Like, what's the question? What's the ask?
So, the first question is going to be, do they know of a fence? Do they know of, like, do they have this specific information? Is there someone who, you know, is in line with magical items or
Yeah, got it.
something?
So, you are asking for a connection to a fence for magic items from Sable.
Mhm. Yep.
Essentially, they tell you, I don't know why you'd even think I would know of anyone who would want to steal and sell things that are stolen, but I can see if I can find someone who might know someone for you. Make sense? And I
Yep.
will let you know when you come back. Is there anything else that you want me to try to be doing?
Probably just feel out. We're this upcoming organization, the Soul Syndicate.
Okay.
We have an opportunity if they, you know, align themselves with us, if they can gather information that is useful, you know, keep an ear out for us. We can provide them with, and you know, Sane's gonna go down the list of what he thinks most people would probably like, looking for some sort of reaction, like, you know, comfort, safety, like income,
Mhm.
adoration.
Before you do that, why don't you roll me a history check?
Yeah. 13. Like a nicer life, because you said you're wanting to stay at a nicer inn, for starters.
I mean, you recall they mentioned, you know, food warmth, warm food,
Yeah.
warmth, comfort, like just that kind of stuff. Okay, so you're selling them your napkin plan of Soul Syndicate, which I don't
Pretty
think you
much.
guys have talked out in depth in game. So, but
No, he's making it up as he goes.
it's fine.
He's got plenty of foundation for what a shady organization can look like.
So you're trying to sell a napkin plan and get her to
Get her on board in some capacity.
okay.
Not necessarily like, yeah, Soul Syndicate, let's go, but like, okay, these are people that have resources that I want to align myself with. I want to be in good standing with these people.
Yep. So, are you giving her more gold or no?
Yes, 5 more.
5 more gold. Okay. Roll me another deception check
4?
for your Soul Syndicate sales pitch.
No, this is persuasion.
It's roll me a deception check.
Can I persuade you as a
No.
so okay, GM.
just roll it and I'll explain why.
Okay. 16.
Okay. It's a dream you're selling. And it's a good dream, and it's a good sales pitch, but you have none of the things that you're offering this person. You don't have warmth. You don't have a bunch of food. You don't have a comfortable place to stay, or any real prospects for how. Now, you can persuade yourself that you will get those things, but you're selling her a dream at the moment. The
Okay.
only thing that's solid about this plan is the 5 gold you just handed her,
Gotcha.
which is adjusting the DC, but yeah. Napkin plans are generally deception, unless you're very, very specific about how you do it.
Okay.
And even then, I'd probably do a mixed roll.
Yeah, I was like, I'll work on my very specific napkin plans, just
Regardless,
so I can work on the
5
strengths
gold
there.
plus a 16 deception is good enough to get some stars in her eyes, and she's on board and is pretty excited about this MLM that you're setting up in Icewind Dale called Soul Syndicate. So you have a downline known as Sable now. Congratulations.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I need to write this down in like red. Hold on.
Write it down in like a dark blue.
Sable is downline of Sane.
I also don't know what a downline is. Does
I'll
somebody want
explain
to take a brief moment to tell me how bad that is?
It's exactly what you just did, and it's great.
Oh no!
You came in with your napkin plan, you're selling a dream. You got Sable all starry-eyed and excited, and you're basically like, yeah, stick with me, kid. We're going to do something together. You work with me. Together, me doing well is you're going to be doing well. We're connected. And then if you bring work to me, then you're going to get benefit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're totally
yeah,
not
no.
a pyramid scheme.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely. Yeah, no, Sable's a downline. Full transparency there. That is exactly what Sane was going for. Yeah,
Now,
perfect.
my only question
connection.
is, did you ask Sable to try and find more people to get involved in Soul Syndicate? Or did you try and keep this as it's a just you and me thing? That's my
Right
only
now,
question.
right now, just you and me. We're starting slow. Discerning, right?
Okay.
That's
So
the first hour, honestly. Like that's
that might even touch into the second hour with how napkin plans go, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna the way I did it.
no.
You just
Keep going.
maybe did double.
Keep going.
We're gonna go back to Valis. Roll me for the second hour. Do just a sleight of hand. We're gonna keep the light table set up how it was.
11.
Okay. Hands are getting tired, but you're going hard. It's still pretty damn fast. Over to Marcus, real quick. So you wrapped up at the House of the Morning Lord. You're walking to wherever, or doing whatever you want to be doing already. Where did you want to go for after there?
I think I'm done. I'm just short resting back in Kelvin's comfort. Like
Just hanging out.
yeah, and like if we go over in terms of hours, like it's that kind of thing where if anybody approaches me for more berries, I can still convert and make them. But like, yeah, I'm short resting, and
Okay.
you can just bounce between other people.
Real
Nice,
quick,
nice.
roll me a Fate 20.
It's gonna be a 17. That's
8.
not a 17. The next
No,
one will
it'll
be
be
a
an 8.
17.
Cool.
Got it. All right. Let's go over to Zilphanis. So, not any luck with your Helg. Though you did get people to talk. What are you doing for your second hour?
Probably changing tack to finding Torx because in the event that Helg is dead, I can at least avenge him.
All right. So, same as before. Investigation and some kind of charisma. You're trying to get people talking, I assume. Okay.
Well, and this would be the part where I would go specifically talk to like Elza and
Rendero.
other man, Rendero. There we go. I was like,
Yep.
it starts with an R. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and roll away. Ooh.
So that's a net 20 on the investigation for a total of 24, and then a 4 for persuasion.
Got
You're
it.
really good at finding them, but they're like, you're scary.
So, like-
I don't know.
You can correct me if this seems off base, but you're probably pretty downtrodden having 0 luck with Helg and just everyone reminding you of the Northlookin fiasco.
Oh no.
And so you probably come in like all, but you just mention Torgs, and Rendero just starts yammering about Torgs. Just yammer. Oh yeah, like do business all the time. Yeah, they I had one of their reps over here the other day when you guys were in here. Like that's a lot of that stuff moving in and out when the caravan got here. I remember you. Like literally, there was someone in there a couple days ago from Torgs. And let me find which page I have with actually Torx on it. One sec. All right. So yeah, he. I'm just gonna give you a bunch of info here with the Nat 20. You can just have it. Essentially, yeah, he said like They usually, or right now, he heard they were heading from East Haven up to Telemaine, which on the map essentially means they're going to fly right by Brinchander. So their town to the east is East Haven and Brinchander, and then it goes up to Targos and then up to Telemaine. So they are on the road going by Brinchander at some point outside of town, most likely. They had sent one of their folks kind of ahead to grab some stuff to run over to East Haven. But yeah, they're definitely heading this way, maybe past Brinchander. He also mentioned, of course, like when they come into town, they go hang out in the Knucklehead, have like a traders night, get some fresh fish over from East Haven, yada yada. Mentions that they move from town to town, kind of like gossipy, like quite the devious little enterprise, but that's not my concern. Like, we're cool. They're shady, and the other basic info. Torg at Icevane is the one who runs the caravan. They've got some bodyguards, some employees. Some have been there longer than others. Now, with them going on and rambling, I have one question for you, which is a bit of a GM bone, and we'll get a little more in depth because it wasn't at 20. This is successful. Would you be asking any follow-up questions regarding the info that Sable gave you guys? If you know what I mean.
Possibly. Yes, I think it would more depend on...
He's talking about Torga's employees right now. Torg was described as a little dwarf lady, if I recall. So probably not them, but...
Yes, so to finish my thought, it probably would be based on whether I felt like his assessment would be accurate enough of somebody to follow up on that question. Also, whether he's trustworthy, I guess, to discuss it with. Like, if I say something to him, what's stopping him from saying something to them, and then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So,
hey, I start murderers. Somebody was just asking about you.
Roll me an insight, and this is just for what does your gut say about a few of those things. Okay.
That would be a 9.
With 9 insight, you can tell the obvious. He's excited to be yammering to somebody. He doesn't seem like there's not really a reason to lie per se, but what would the point be? But yeah, he probably is like a gossipy goo. He's just like going. So that's what you get with the 9.
Okay, so to answer your question, yes, I would, but very carefully so. Just in case somebody comes from them and he decides to run his mouth, that, they don't necessarily get wind of us.
So, carefully so. So in what way would you be
cautious?
In what way would you want to try and be cautious when asking about employees or asking about your leads?
Avoid probably using names, and maybe also try and make it seem as though it's only me that's looking at this, so that way.
Okay, so just
you
kind
of say you're looking for your buddy.
So a deception roll is what I'm going to have you go with, essentially. So go ahead and roll a deception for your sneakerdies. 5.
So that's going to be a 5.
Yeah. So this is what happens. You're like trying to omit things, and you're painting a weird picture verbally for Rendero, and he just catches on pretty quickly that you're trying to hide something. But let me see how hard he catches on. Pretty hard. Really hard. So
Dang it, Rendero.
Zilphanis, I think you're hiding something from me. As the fancy pants half-elf man in his shop addresses you. Are you looking for someone, maybe an ex-lover?
So good.
What should I roll to see? You know what? Please hold. So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll.
Did you just put the shopkeeper on hold?
I'm saying this
So-
out of character. I'm gonna roll a d20. If I roll under 10, then no go. We're not running with that idea. If it's 11 or over, I'm running with it.
Okay, go for it. 6.
No, just a friend.
Okay. Well,
A very important one, though, nonetheless.
you have your very important friend you're looking at, and that's why you're asking about Togs. You don't care about all the rest of it. Yes, your friend. Friend. Okay. So, like, what do you want to know about this? What is your friend like? What do they look like? How do I know? Do you know? What's your friend's name?
Ooh.
Helg.
Helg. The dwarf from the posters?
Yes.
They work for Torgs?
No, not directly, no. But they have been missing for some time, and I've heard rumor that there's been involvement with talks. So just checking all the boxes, as it were.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they're on the posters, they're probably gonna die. Sorry.
I'm aware, thank you.
What makes you think Torg's involved?
Let's just say we have reason to believe there's a lead that takes us out there. Reliable information.
Got it. Well, I wish you luck, sweetie, and if there's anything you need for your adventure to go find Torgs, we probably have it here.
As a courtesy, well, hold on. I don't have any money, so I'm not even gonna do it as a courtesy. Because Sane has all my money.
I have literally all of your money, and I'm spending it on drinks and street rats. Don't worry about it.
No. I thought about that, and I was like, should I say something and ask for it back? And then I didn't. So, I'll just, no, thank you. But do be sure we will be back if we need anything. Or I will be.
Got it. So you get that and some more yammering small talk, and another hour goes by. Okay. I think that's the end of the second hour, right? About.
Mhm.
So we'll come back to Sane, who spent a long time with Sable.
Yeah.
What's your next move here?
So at this point, Sane is basically going to be transitioning to trying to find work, and the way that he'd swing this, would likely be chatting it up with, oh gosh, what's their name? With Myrtle. If Sable wants to come, might buy them like a basic meal and use that as like so what do you do for work around here? What are your skills? Learning a bit more about Sable's skill sets, and also like, yeah, what kind of opportunities for work are there around here?
Okay.
To Myrtle.
So
That
real
makes
quick,
sense.
you're trying to get to know Sable.
Mm.
And then you are trying to ask Myrtle about what kind of work there is.
Correct.
And the conversation immediately shifts to like, enough about Sable. Like, what do you do? Like, what do you mean work? Like, what are you good at? What do you? So Myrtle's going to be asking you like, yeah, I mean, work is all kinds of, like, sitting on my bar stool could be work to some folk. Like, what do you do? What's your skills? What do you do for work? It'll help me find you work.
Yeah. Bringing in gold is a big one. We have the ability to act as scouts, to acquire items. He's a bit of a sharpshooter himself, can deal with some of the monster threats, kind
So,
of out and about.
Scouting.
Mhm.
What do you mean getting items?
Well, he has a lucky streak. He has a knack for, if somebody's missing something or somebody's looking for a certain item, he can go about, finding, acquiring, or at least tracking it down.
Okay. Anything else that you're boasting you guys can do / you can do?
Well, I mean, there's also basic labor, like tracking.
Okay. So finding missing things. Myrtle's gonna pry a little bit more. Like what? Like what things have you found for people?
Yeah. So would probably go a little bit into his history. Spellcasters looking for certain material components, people who are just having, the worst luck getting access to various items that they might have misplaced or lost in, say, gambling bets. Like just being the type of person who can either locate an item for somebody and point them to where to get it, or acquiring that. He's being very selectively vague about how he goes about acquiring these items and finding them. But he has the skill set.
Yeah, it's not subtle enough that she doesn't understand that you're talking about finding targets to steal shit. So
Yes, but
stealing shit.
that is the matter. Exactly. And also just leveraging, Valus's skill set, right?
Okay. What do you say that Valis' skill shit is?
So, Varric, I'd probably leave it pretty open just in terms of learning more about mysteries of the arcane, lore and kind of storytelling.
So she's gonna poke on those as well. Whenever you're vague, she's going to not want the vagueness. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
What do you mean? What do they? Are they a wizard? Do they cast spells? Do they?
They can absolutely cast spells. They have a.
What kind of spells?
So, some things that can be useful. Do you have an item that is broken? Have you been maimed or injured? Quick plug to Marcus. Are you wanting to learn more about, the lore, the history of an item, and somebody who has so much knowledge and information and just know-how about the arcane? Ballas, are you wanting some guide to get you from the town safely? We literally have the best guide probably in 10 towns right now. Is selling up each of the party strengths.
How do you plug
You say
Marcus?
that after
Is
talking
Marcus
to me?
a cleric? Are they a priest? Do they heal people? What do they do?
Yeah, he's not only able to heal people, but he's also got an astounding knack for a portable, reliable, and even food source. Very similar plug to what I did over in the Dwarven Tavern.
Okay.
It's just it'll feed you, it'll keep you, it'll heal you up. It's like a health potion, but you got to use it within the day. Any adventurers out there, come to him.
Okay.
That's
and they're gonna ask about the guide.
oh yeah. Have you heard of the Fallen Tree Guides?
They're like,
how do you think our caravan made it here so successfully? It was largely thanks to them. All
cool.
really selling this up, which technically is not wrong.
Yeah.
That sound, that's Sane's goal. It's yeah, okay.
Uh-huh. So we've got that. Roll me a deception and a persuasion.
Yeah, we're making progress. All right, deception first is going to be a 23.
Okay.
And a persuasion is going to be a 19.
So you're falling into your element here of just yammering, mixing in truths with lies, trying to butter folks up. And you've essentially communicated that you guys are a band of scout guides who are good at stealing shit, casting transmutation identification magic, healing people, and selling some good ass health pot berries. Sound about right?
Yes.
Okay.
Soul
she'd
Syndicate, ladies and gentlemen.
also be, you know, like, oh, you came in with that caravan, so you've only been in town a few days, yada yada yada.
Oh yeah, we're a big deal out of town, but we're looking to get set up. We're looking for work.
Cool. What kind of work are you looking for?
Well,
It's a broad set of skills.
yeah, pretty soon here, we're planning on heading out of town. Likely, see if we can't meet up with that traveling merchant caravan Torgs. If
Leaving
there's
town.
something, for the time being, right? Is there any
Looking
type of
for
work that?
Torgs. Got it. What do you want with Torgs? You trying to buy something, or
Let's stay. Well, I mean, right? People leverage this, right? Exactly. But I'm not really feeling comfortable about these people. And like, oh yeah, by the way, we're also slod killers. No, maybe not these folks. As Jasper shows up, like, I'm not actually sorry about this. We've got a tree just for you.
So,
So
asking like,
he's
what do you want with
going to-
Torgs? I might be able to find whatever you're looking for at Torgs here in town, so you don't have to go outside the wall. It's really dangerous to go outside the wall, even though if you're blah 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 blah.
You know, yeah, it is really dangerous to go outside of the wall, and we're actually looking to meet up with somebody at Torg, so it's a bit of a
oh,
personal.
who I
errand
might
for
know him.
Yeah, so kind of tailing that back
And
right now.
we're gonna stop there.
Yeah, so that's taking us into the third hour.
Yes. So, Valis, how mighty are your hands? It's
I
lighting.
watched this man.
They're getting tired.
They are waiting.
like to imagine your head, you're like.
So, fallen down to a 9 in speed, but
This
you're
is
you're
pretty
like
good.
you're almost done. You're getting there.
Mhm.
Now, my question for you is: you're at a crossroads. Do you keep the integrity of quality to keep these all pretty much the same quality, or are you maybe tempted to like kind of lazily just get these last few ones done? What do you want to do?
Nah, he's gonna focus on quality.
Okay.
If he needs to, he'll take more time.
All right.
That's why I said. Perhaps.
Okay. Okay. Marcus. So you've been kind of hanging out. You ran by your flyer, and like, it's still there. No one like ripped it down. It's not destroyed. No one's come by to chat at you yet. Is there anything in particular you want to do while you're hanging out with Ogden over at the Kelvin's Comfort?
So, like, sure, I'm always in the market to like really get into these like dwarven inroads, but like that's like
It could be a
real
can of
sit-down
worms.
conversation.
That could be a
you
can of
know, like,
worms.
yeah.
So let's
So
say
I'm kind of just
let's say you're entering the conversation with the premise of I just have a bit to hang out and then I got to get back out there. So you guys during the conversation with Ogden or whoever else you're in there with, they kind of know that you don't have a dwarven night to chat about stuff, right?
sure.
But
Yeah, sounds good.
you might be able to glean some like, hey, we'll chat laters, some connections with folk, right? If you
Yeah,
want to.
sure. Yeah.
If you'd like to do that, roll me a investigation plus any type of charisma skill you want.
So the investigation will be a whopping 2,
Beautiful.
and the persuasion will be a nat 1 for a total of 4. So, like I was saying, feel free to keep moving on to other people. Like, I'm not worried about it.
Basically,
I'm short resting.
As
Yeah.
soon as you like tell these dwarves that you don't have much time to talk and you're not looking to like sit down and get drunk and talk, they're all just like, "Blah, well, fine, another day,
yeah.
Bristles.
Yeah, no
just
problem.
bristling
Exactly.
dwarves going everywhere.
So I took that personally.
Exactly.
I imagine Marcus over in the corner taking that old man nap, like he's leaning back in his chair. You're not really sure if he's awake or asleep.
Or dead.
Yeah.
You're dead.
So that's fine. Zilphanus, you got some pretty good info about where Torg probably is, maybe along the East Way or just past Brincendo Targos, most likely, which does narrow it down to an extent. What do you want to do with this next hour?
Yeah, so as he's kind of leaving, the description that Sable gave of the guy that she saw comes to mind. And so he'll turn back and say to Renderil, I do actually have one small question, still related to dogs. Apologies. Do you know of anyone that works for them that looks like this? And then I'll, like, describe the, please hold.
A human elf man, slender but dark, angry dark eyebrows, piercing
Yes,
blue
that.
eyes.
Yeah. So human,
nose.
elf man, big nose, blue eyes.
Do you
angry
know what
brows.
the fuck a philander or benum is?
Well, I know what a philanderer is.
Yeah. Question. Do you think you would have taken the sketch art or left that with Valis? And if you want to leave it up to fate, that would just be history for remembering to do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it up to fate on that
DC
one.
13.
Okay.
If anybody would have asked, Valis would have did a quick sketch.
Yeah.
The sketch for
That's
each
a
of them.
4 for that history. So
You think
definitely
about how
not.
helpful it would have been.
Z's mind was first and foremost on Helg, and you
Makes a
did
lot
not
of
bring the
sense.
sketch. But you try hard to kind of describe what this person's like, and now Renderel's getting a little sus. It's really specific level of detail that you're giving.
Have you seen this man? Does he have 6 fingers?
As much as I like to talk, I kind of not sure what your business is with this guy at Torg's. I'm a little worried about it. Is there something you could do to ease my worries?
Little shithead. I love it.
You were right about the whole ex-lover angle. I am trying to find this person merely to have some words with them.
He's given you squinty eyes. Roll deception.
Natural 20. Come on, natural 20.
So that's going to be a 6.
Yeah, no, you were right before. So I would feel more comfortable if I had some type of something to cover any collateral I might have for giving you this information, or an exchange of sorts. Is there anything you can give me? I think I've given you a lot of information, and this is a store, an emporium, after all. Sylphanis.
This is the store.
So
this is a Wendy's.
Keep in mind, again, gold isn't the only answer.
Yeah.
But it's pretty clear. Renderil knows something, maybe, but they don't just want to spout it out to you. And they're kind of one, it's a business opportunity, and two, I might be getting someone killed. That's, and he knows.
Well, is
At least
there
we're
anything you'd like in return for that information?
What do you have in mind?
I could think of several things, but I'd like to hear what you want first.
Oh, I can think more than several. No, sweetie, I'm afraid you're gonna have to put out the first bid.
Yeah. This is a store after all.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to think of something to offer that would, one, play to Z's strengths, and two, be something that he would actually be actively interested in.
Yeah.
Is there anything exceptionally rare you're hoping to track down? My skills largely rely in tracking and finding.
Always looking for exciting magical items. It's one of my biggest parts of business. Big business, bigness.
Magic items give me the bigness. Alright, man.
It's what brings the bigger pocketed folk into my store.
Fair enough. Do you mind maybe panning to someone else while I have a ponder?
That's fine. So you're basically, it's gonna be some in-game time while Zephonse is like, shh, fuck. You can also leave and come back if you want to, and try and track down somebody if you want to, who has money and things. But yeah, we'll pan. We're gonna do Valis real quick because it's pretty easy. Another sleight of hand, Valis.
Alright.
See if you break your hands. No.
Dirty 20.
Finish strong.
So you decide you're like, no, quality must go. Anyways, I don't need to cast spells today. Who cares if my hands work? So you go pretty ham and get the next done in just like a few minutes. You have another 45 minutes this last hour. You're like done. So 3 hours 15. You got it all done.
Sweet.
And bring it down to Verona, I assume.
Yeah. Or well, before bringing it down, he would use a couple minutes and write down the phrase that's been on the tip of his tongue since he had connected with the Torg, and he will ritual cast comprehend languages as best he can with aching hands.
Yeah. Cool. So let me pull that up. One moment.
One moment.
Story notes. Where's that torque? There it is. All right. So you cast comprehend languages using a ritual, which means it's like 10-ish minutes, right, to do?
Yeah.
And remind me what that spell does. I believe you can read and understand any language.
I shall put it in chat.
Wait, you have comprehend languages?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm selling this man as a scribe and also as a translator.
I don't even know
I
if
understand
you know
the
that
literal
can.
meaning of any spoken language,
I'm
and
not
then
saying
I
right
understand
now.
any written language. As long as I'm touching the surface it's written on, I understand what it says.
Awesome. So it literally translates to many hearts beat as one.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, great.
You also, I'm just gonna say, you get the feeling that there's more to this item just than this phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Like
there might be more phrases after.
Correct, but you don't have them.
Alrighty.
Anything else you're trying to do with that, or you're gonna head down to Verona?
Yeah. After that, he'll take down all the copies.
Okay. Here's the thing I will also give you guys, just because you're kind of looking at this torque. You've casted Detect Magic around it multiple times. The schools that have come off of this thing have been powerful transmutation, some necromancy. And I think a little bit of evocation. But mostly transmutation, like a little bit of twirls of other swirling magic in there as well.
So basically what you're saying is anytime that he casts Detect Magic and this thing is around, Valis is foaming at the mouth wanting to get his hands on it.
Nice. That's so exciting.
Yes. So, and then you head down to Verona, I'm assuming, with the work.
Yes.
She's like excited that you got it all done. I'm just kind of glossing so we can get to some more fun stuff here. She kind of asked like, do you want me to just pay you now for your work, or do you want to like see how well this does, and then you come back and get payment? Like, do you need your gold now? I can give you some now. I don't know how it's going to work, but if you like come back, it might be a little more. What do you need?
I could come back tomorrow and get payment. Works for me.
Awesome. Like, sounds good. I should have definitely, gold because they're going to come by and buy them. So,
Yeah.
I think that's might get excited. I'll let you know how well it's received and gives you a smell like. And of course, there's your whole thing. Like, I have maps. I can identify things for gold or for trade. I have books. Is there anything else like you want to buy while you're here?
The bait of the ancient's way.
Just
You've been here for 10 days. For how many days?
Oh goodness. Yeah.
Valis thinks to himself, no, if anything, I might buy a couple things with the gold you give me tomorrow.
What kind of things would you be wanting to buy?
If you have a do you have the find familiar scroll?
I might.
Asana's foaming at the mouth, and he doesn't even know why.
Whoa.
Sorry, I don't know what came over me.
Scrolling to her scrolls as we speak. Give me a second here.
Hey.
I do.
How much might that one be? When I come back tomorrow.
I lost the price. Hold on. It's just at the big top. I have too many windows open. 1 second here. There we go.
Very fair.
I don't need this page open. So. Sorry. Magic, yeah. Usually I'd sell it around 100 gold, but I could do cheaper for you. That's just the retail price.
How cheap were you thinking?
Kind of depends on how well your stuff goes for tomorrow. If it's really good, I might even cut the price in half.
Oh?
I mean, I wouldn't make anything off of it, but
you would also have an artist for your upcoming chapters.
that's what I was thinking.
Well
So,
played.
I mean, it seems like you might not have much gold now, which is fine. I didn't have much when I got here. Is there anything else in here that like might be cheaper? I feel bad giving you nothing for all your work right off the bat.
He'll look around. Do you have any books about gods that might be more commonly worshipped up here? Maybe one on Everend, I think is.
Let's see here. Arl. No.
Yeah, Arl.
Everend. I don't think Everend is commonly worshipped up here. Kind of a lot of the folks who were up here were getting away from all that. Whether they were chased around. I have plenty of books on Arl. Honestly, pretty commonly worshipped up here. I acquisitioned some for the House of the Morning Lord on, Lathander or whatever their names were. Lathander and the other one.
Oh, a Manator.
A Manator, thank you. Is there a particular thing you were looking for? Again, books are, 10 to 50 gold depending on the type.
No, just looking for ones that gods, deities that might be worshipped here on the surface. all I knew down below was oh goodness. Oh, Marcus.
Oh, they're not that relevant. You know?
I mean,
So just kind of a book on deities then.
Yes, all I've ever known below was Lolth and
Eyes are like, ugh.
yeah, careful saying that.
precisely. It's no, not my thing.
Religion and you, an encyclopedia of
That's more or less
Stop.
what he's looking for.
higher powers. Like,
Okay.
is that N. Miyaliki?
Cool. So, I've got a basic, more of like a children's book on deities. Some places kind of call it blasphemic, which is why I have it here. It kind of has some theories that many folks find troublesome. You would not be able to get this anywhere near the city of Everend. But I do have one for 10 gold. I'm assuming, like, is that in your price range?
No,
And I have a GM to player question. I know I gave you a
Yes.
special magic map. Were you also still looking for a 10 Towns map?
yeah.
She's got all kinds of maps on display for sale for
For how cheap
a gold.
or how a gold 10
Like
copper,
she'll
you
give
say?
she'll give you one if you ask.
She how much did she say the that children's book was?
10 gold.
And
10 gold. How about with the book? I get that tomorrow. And then he'll and how about a map? I could purchase a map for
Yeah, what kind of map do you need? I have ones of like all of 10 towns and like some of Icewind Dale. Do you need a city specific map? I've got them of most towns, though you know how maps are, they're not always up to date, but
true. How about one of 10 towns? I don't think we have one within us at the moment.
yeah, let me see. I've got a pretty nice one, and she's gonna show you the map.
Okay.
Is this
Ooh.
about what you're looking for? It's pretty common with new folks up here.
Waiting for it to load on my end so I can actually admire it.
pretty nice. I know it's a little dated. This is back when it was called Nine Towns. No.
Yes, this is quite nice.
I tell you what, I can just give you this. Worst case, if everyone hates the art, which I don't think they will, I wouldn't be out of business by just giving this to you. And if you need to resell it, you could try and get 2 gold for it.
Thank you. He'll like hold it as she like hands it to him. Thank you. And he's probably like, if Drow can blush, he probably is blushing just a little bit.
You can definitely blush. So your cheeks are getting a little rosy under your coverings there. Cool. Yep, you're just both 2 blushing awkward elves in the bookshop. And
Yep.
that'll wrap you up to the end of your time.
Yeah.
Now,
Interesting.
Z, I'm gonna pan back to you. You've had a minute. Real quick, what do you want to do?
Well, I'm afraid I have nothing more to offer you than myself, so I will take my leave.
Take
I hope
me.
you have. No, stop that.
No,
you.
you say that, and he's like, well, what can you do?
I've already told you. Tracking down, guiding, that's usually what I do. Or did you have something else in mind?
Oh no.
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, okay. So he leans over the counter with like the most sultry look you've seen in a long time towards yourself. And like I'm not expecting any customers for a bit. It's the slow time of the day.
Nice.
Should I roll a con save for this? I feel
So you
like
do
I
whatever
need
you
to.
want.
Hans.
Like, does he maintain his composure? Is he able to meet
do
this
whatever
back
you
with the
want.
same energy?
Usually that's a charisma based check.
You do you.
You
Or
do whatever
Rendero
you
in
want to
this
do.
case. Who knows?
So Z will lean in as well and ask, so would this be in exchange for what you've already told me, or is there more to offer on the table?
Oh, I definitely know something. Guess that depends on how things go.
Well, just to be sure, you're not put off by all this, are you?
Oh, what?
Keeping his eye on Renderil,
Mm-hmm.
he will pull down face covering.
All right, let's see. What does Renderil think of your burnt,
Get out of
scarred...
my shop! No?
Okay,
No, fuck.
Could also be the opposite here.
so
It's a fetish.
what I'm gonna have you do is roll me an intimidation. Based on your
Oh no.
spookies.
You like that? I think so!
I think.
So, okay, you pull down your mask, all like,
That's a 6.
does
yeah.
this scare you?
You're
And
still so soft.
there's only two things that I'm really concerned with a partner. It's what's in here. Or, sorry, three things. There's only three things I'm concerned with within a partner. It's in here, points to your chest. Here, points to your head. And there, points to where your coin purse would be. And seeing as you're lacking there, I'm hoping you have enough there to make up for it. Lacking in coin purse, make up for it in heart and mind.
He's gonna take him up on the offer.
Alrighty. So, Zolphanis goes back to the shop of Rendell, which, by the way, I should actually give you a peek see at Rendell's shop. He has a shop. I forgot that I did that.
Who knew?
I did, and I forgot. Give me a second here.
Renderil actually has a shop that we can see. Oh, hi.
That you can see.
Also, here's Rendell.
Oh,
He's,
wow!
He's all about business and pleasure. And yeah, he takes Zolphanis back to the back, and you guys go to his quaint little room and have a hangout time.
Yeah. Therapy, as suggested by Alu.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Is that
it's
what
like
the kids are
expect-
calling it nowadays?
That's like expecting to get all spicy, and then it just turns into like a
Hello
therapy
talk.
session,
Yeah.
and they're just like crying deeply, like no one ever listens to me.
This is who Z chooses to share all of his trauma with. It's this guy.
It's because he speaks Elfin, isn't it?
Rendell definitely speaks Elven.
I only know how to say door.
Can I make the executive decision that Z would have switched to talking to him in Elfin?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. So
This is correct.
you are having a time. We'll pan back. Now, Sane.
Mhm.
You were
Deep
just
inhale.
Sane.
Uh-huh.
You just been boasting a lot.
Of course.
For an hour plus, Now, what are you
Over-
actually trying to ask? Myrtle.
Now,
Myrtle.
that-
Myrtle.
trying to ask that. Trying to get a quick buck, like, what's a task that either lines up with our plan of, like, yeah, we're going to be seeking out
You going out?
orgs, we're
Yep.
going to head out, but, we might be here for a little bit, like, what do people do either for some quick money under our skill set or, like, throw some ideas out? Give me something, Myrtle!
Alrighty. You have a weird set of skills, just gonna say. And let me pull.
You're not wrong.
This it's a very odd set of skills. Okay, it's fine.
Thief Guide, Clear Killer, Exploration Adventurer Mans.
So roll me.
I will.
First a persuasion.
Yeah, so persuasion is going to be a 19.
Okay. This is how interested she is in giving you information. Roll me 3d20.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. First, a natural 1.
Yep.
Second, a 3.
Beautiful.
Third, a 13.
Okay. Cool. So,
I'm so interested now.
she mentions that there's,
Get out of my town.
if you're good at finding things, she mentions that there's a dude who hangs out in the North Look, Goliath, always looking for eggs and little animals, willing to buy them. You already knew that.
Yeah.
But she mentions that. She also leans in. Do you know he'll pay 500 gold for a Remores egg?
So, like, woo! Goddamn! He also notes, that's what that little shit got on the trails. He was holding out on us. Marks that in the book of halfling grudges.
Okay. Now, if you are really good at finding things, there is another job. It's not actually in Bryn Shander, but the word has gotten this far. There's someone stealing livestock from Telemaine, and they recently, I guess, made off with like a couple dozen animals, and they're just kind of roaming the plains between 10 towns, every once in a while coming back to Telemaine and stealing their livestock. There's like, at least, last time I heard, a 70 gold bounty to get the livestock back, and like a 15 gold bounty on the person's head who's doing it.
Alright.
Jobs that match. It's such a weird task list. Alright, yeah.
We are quite flexible in our talent set, as you can see.
She's like,
It's okay to share more normal work.
the nat one,
Probably
I'm
do
like,
those too.
with this one lady, that nat one's like hurting you pretty bad.
Yeah, that's fine. This is a start.
Yeah.
Can't
You know,
believe it.
instead of a job, you know, your friend might want to be careful if you guys head over to East Haven. Did you hear that they're going to burn a wizard here soon?
Under what circumstances? Are they not Phantom Magic users?
I don't know all the details, but I know they have them all locked up, and they're going to burn them at the stake any day now. Just saying. I want to look out.
It's just you're absolutely right. Thank you. Honestly, that's pretty important information to know.
Those are the two you get from her with the nat one thrown in there. But you did definitely have a convo about it. Cool.
Wonderful.
We wrapped up Sane, Phallus,
Yes,
Marcus. Do you want to try and do anything else? All right, just roll me another
Sounds
d20
good.
for this
Oh.
last couple hours.
I believe in you.
That'll be a 9.
And roll me one more d20 for the last hour.
Sure.
No, in German.
That'll be a 2.
All right. Still haven't hit the luck DC yet, but it'll get there.
Right? You roll enough times, like.
So my only quick question for you, Z. You will get some more information. Now,
Good, I better.
are you divulging kind of your trauma to Rendero in the back and having a heart-to-heart, or are you guys just focusing on having a good time, or what's your plan there?
No. See, he's not telling this guy about his background.
You mentioned you might. I was like, shit, I will totally make note of that. If you
No.
do.
This is.
You think you
business
have
and
it bad?
pleasure.
This full intrigue guide came through here a while ago.
Do you want to do any
Such a
rolls, Z,
crybaby.
or skip to the next part? It's up to you.
What
See,
did
for
you
your
ask me?
fun, do you want to do any rolls, or do you want to just skip to the end? It's totally up to you.
Fuck it, I'll do rolls. What do you want me to roll?
Why don't you roll a performance check?
Fuck it, those are indeed the
DC
rolls
15.
we are talking about here.
It's not DC 15.
God damn it.
It probably won't be good, but yeah.
Well,
I like
No,
that's
that
probably your
tracks.
opener.
That's a
That's
three.
probably your
Yeah.
opener.
yeah, not with
Just-
that kind of attitude, goddamn.
Hey, Rendell, it's probably not going to be good, but yeah. Okay.
It's been a long time, okay?
Oh, I'm a bit rusty.
So it was awkward. But let's see here. But they made up for it with an 18 on the die. So
Joke's on you. I'm into.
they just kind of took charge and gave you a nice time. And okay. So you're talking about someone. Okay, what exactly do you tell? You basically relayed the details that Alu was mentioning, right? Tall, dark, and spooky. Okay.
Stop it. Don't summarize it like that.
I mean, that's
Pretty-
basically
Spooky. that's
Pretty
not-
accurate, though.
yeah.
Well, sounds like a
There
barbarian.
is actually one person working for Torx that might be who you're thinking about. Taller guy, again looks half elf, maybe an elf. Kind of spooky, not that spooky. I mean, I could take him, but let me see. What was his name? Wow. Wow, Rendero, that's your thing, is knowing names. You're terrible. But
Have him know the name.
I did first and last, but it's fine. Gotta drag this out, right? No, I don't. But start with like a S. I remember every time that Twerk said it as a S at the start of it. Didn't really talk with him directly, but yeah, I think the only weird thing is he walked in and didn't have any bundled up. Like he was just in his going around clothes. Like you'd think he walked around just in a nice warm tavern. No cloak, no bundling up, just looked comfortable in his short sleeved shirt.
So he was just some guy in college.
But yeah, I definitely think that there's someone who works with Torg, been working with Torg for a while now, who matches that description.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Um,
And good.
If there's anything else I can help you with, just let me know and do come again.
You know that I will.
Very poor choice of words.
And I
No,
will
it
leave
wasn't.
you.
All right.
Leave, get outside, and kind of shakes off from it.
Alrighty. So, it's been 4 hours. Unless there's anything else you guys want qualms with, I think now is a good time for a break. And then I assume you guys are going to reconvene where Marcus is at and
Yeah.
make your next plan, correct?
Head back to that Dwarven Tavern. That's the plan.
Any qualms? No. Good. Sweet. All right. Let's take a break. And we will continue
See y'all back soon.
from within Calvin's comfort. Whoop. And I've got to rearrange this place, but whatever. Why did it just copy Z? Who knows? All right, let me put the break overlay on. They are not here. Mike, is there anywhere in particular in the tavern that you would like to be? Couldn't put
Nah, I
yourself
mean it's
wherever.
literally been like 3 hours. Like he could be in his room for all I care. I like it. It doesn't matter. Wherever's convenient.
Okay. I'll just put you at this kind of main table here within talking distance of Ogden. Cool. Whoop. And I will be right back. Cool.
Hello to the both of you.
Greetings.
So I recently rediscovered an old book series that I read when I was younger called the Demonata series by Darren Shane. And I found out that he did the Cirque du Freak books. Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's why I know his name. I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, this was his other series that he did. Very, very good. And I learned that he re-released them and gave them new covers. I don't like the new covers. They don't look nearly as good as the old ones. Like,
What do they look like?
here's the new one. Or the old one. This is the old art for the first book. Like, they look like old-ish books for the art. And if you look up the covers for the new ones, it's like 3D like looking kind of thing. Like, I don't like it. And they don't look similar to the old ones at all. Like, they're completely redesigned. But it is a very good series. Very disturbing.
I can't seem to find the series that you're talking about, unfortunately.
Demon Ada, Demon ATA.
Is it the wolf one you're talking about? Those covers?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look
Yeah.
nothing like the old ones.
Those look like cheap, like
Mhm.
they look like cheap romance novel
Romance novels.
covers. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, those novels are rather die.
Z try to buy some of those.
No. Excuse you, Z has taste in his romance novels. He doesn't buy books for the sex. He buys it for the drama, for the story. He likes that. He specifically made a point of that too. But you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is what he goes for because he just fucked the shopkeepers. So.
Yeah. Fuck the shopkeep for information.
Literally, that's all. Like, that's what I'm saying. This could be really good or really bad because if this guy expects like favors in the future and be like, no, it was a one-time deal, monsieur. I've got eyes elsewhere. That's not you.
Eyes set to Marcus.
He might. You don't know.
Eyes set
Yeah,
on
the
Marcus
thing-
so that way he can be put into the Lance Corporation like will and inherit all of it.
Little do you know, Z has a thing for older men, even though
Bum, bum,
the
bum.
guy
Even
younger
though they're
than he is.
technically younger.
Yeah. Which that does beg that would be an interesting question. You know, I'm thinking I might ask Gats for a more detailed description of Renmaril.
Renderal, something like that. Something.
Really, what happened is I panicked, so I just took it.
Yeah.
Highly unexpected, honestly.
Have de Luna.
My kitties can't come in here because they're both crackheads.
She's trying to take the boom off of my mic.
It's like, let me have it.
What?
She's stuck in it now.
Nope. She's trying to bite it now. She's getting angry. She's not in the mood. She's not like just waking up. She hates being picked up and held.
That sounds like Bo. Although now that I have a kitten, I now have something else to subject my I gotta pick you up and cuddle you tendencies on.
You know, Tally's still my cuddle buddy. Okay. Yeah, go on. Oh, Charlotte. Is Vampire the Masquerade a tabletop game that you would be interested in trying out at some point?
Mayhaps. I don't know too
Yeah.
much about it.
I don't either. I bought the book the other day, so.
You don't know anything about the game, but you bought the book. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know it is incredibly fun. I don't know how to play it and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I would give it the same level of interest that I gave Shield Maidens. So.
Yeah. I have an idea on like storyline, and I think it's kind of cool. So.
I mean, put the synopsis of what you're thinking in the short shots and see if you can't set it up. I mean,
Yeah.
be interested in at least trying it, tasting it.
Yeah. I'll have to do that. I'm gonna try and set up a second day for Shield Maidens. At least try to finish that all up. And then try Vampire the Masquerade.
I know EB would definitely be down for a second session of Shield Maidens, so she really enjoyed that.
Oh, good. Glad that we kind of hooked her into playing with us.
Yes, she is very excited about that. We've been making jokes about the 9 fingers.
The 9 fingers.
Check, you've got all 10 fingers. Oh, I only have 9. Am I supposed to have 10? Did you come in with 9? Yeah. Then that's all you're supposed to have. Oh. All right then. Thanks,
all
I
right.
guess.
Yeah, that was super fun. The following day at work wasn't so fun, but
It was worth it.
it definitely was worth it.
I've returned.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
So, Alu, I shall ask this as well to you. Is Vampire the Masquerade a tabletop game that you'd be interested in trying out at some point?
Probably.
Some Vudum.
Gats? Mike?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think I've played it before. I can't remember. I don't remember if that's the new one or a continuing one, but I'm always down to try new things for one shots.
Okay.
Myself.
I mean, if it's just a one shot, maybe, but like I'm really struggling. Just like there's a chance that I might not even be able to really consistently do both of these campaigns. So I'm trying to find a way to like figure out how to like just fit this in, because like I still want to like get like Warhammer Nights in and everything like that into like it's rapidly chewing up my entire schedule, and the semester is going to start again soon. So like
Word.
we'll see.
I hear that. I understand that.
Yep. Two regular campaigns is my limit. One shots are definitely case by case.
Oh yeah.
Answer.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I'm down to try new systems. Worst case,
Okay.
I won't like the system.
Yeah.
But all right, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we kind of sped through that. I think that probably would have been the whole session if I hadn't done that. So here we are.
Yes, please. Thank you.
You guys are in the Northlook, or not the Northlook. You're in Kelvin's Comfort, and Marcus has been kind of hanging out here, disappointing dwarves, bristling them. We'll just say, for all intents and purposes, unless there's something you guys don't want to report, you guys update each other on how it went. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Z,
I mean-
would you like to report your investigation details? Is there anything
I
you want to
will,
omit?
but I will not disclose how I got it.
Got
Yeah,
it.
need to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to imply it either. I'm just going to say what he told me.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
So I will hand back the pamphlet with some hasty scrawls of like 10 gold was spent, but the details are definitely lacking. The specifics there.
Okay. I'm gonna have you do one cheeky roll just for my amusement. Roll an investigation, Sane.
Oh, for sure.
This is how long
Sane,
it takes you to find that scrap of paper in your notebook.
14.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's disorganized, but
You find it pretty quick.
it's his disorganized mess.
Yep, that's fine.
There's a system, you just don't understand it.
So you roll me a history check real quick.
Who, me?
Yeah, Sylphanus, sorry. I said Z.
Remember, Simba.
That'll be a 13.
You're able to piece together a couple things that Rendero was mentioning about Torgs, and if you put those pieces together, it sounds like this S guy might have been Torgal, whatever her name is, Icevani's bodyguard, possibly by the way they were behaving. Or some type of security detail. Or just a thug, that kind of thing. Alright, so you're here. If you guys want to eat, that's fine. We'll gloss over it. And
Yeah. Quick meal. Anything else we need to do before we go?
Only question is who's paying for the meal? That's it.
I don't have money, and I'm not going to sell
That's fine.
myself again.
Mhm.
Sane, are you paying for the meal this time?
Yeah.
Cool. Take mine at 7 silver. You're just doing a quick meal.
Yep, done.
All right. So, what's y'all's next move? You can discuss it, or you can act on it. What do you guys want to do?
Very quickly to the party. We've got our
Alice lays
food.
out-
Yeah, go ahead.
Alice lays out the map in front of everybody.
So,
Should be shared
They
with
might-
everyone now as well.
yeah,
Mhm.
they might have passed by here. Oh, wow. Yeah, they must be passing right by Brinshander. One moment, and Salane's just gonna kind of get up on the table, right?
Okay.
And will loudly announce to the group. One moment here. Why can't I see the details? There we are.
You have to hit the zoom in. Little
No,
magnifying
I'm
glass.
just heading from East Haven to Tourmaline.
So,
Does anybody in here know if Torx has passed by Bryn Shander yet? I hear they're heading from East Haven to Tourmaline.
all right, roll me perform me real quick, just for how obnoxious Sane is.
Oh yeah. How effectively obnoxious, hopefully.
Yeah.
Performance is going to be 18.
Yeah, you're really annoying. You interrupt everyone's meal, and that's perfect. So, give me 1 second here. Yeah. One, bristly grumble dwarf who gives, Marcus a little bit of a disappointed eye as he addresses you, Sane. From the table right here, just turns around. Oi, they haven't passed Brinchender yet. I have some shipments I was trying to get from them. They better not have passed.
That's nice. All right. And
So you can estimate then that they are likely somewhere along the east way.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you. Just a little appreciation. We'll hop down from the table, finish scarfing the mood.
They don't always stick right on the roads, by the way.
Tell me more. Do they have a usual path they go? I mean, Eastway's pretty common, but is that a trade secret? If you were to go looking for them,
I'd look on the north side of the east way. Stick inside of the road. You see him either way. Just gives kind of a cheeky grin.
Mm.
Shady business sometimes. Ain't that right, boys? And there's some grumbling I'm gonna eat my food, shut up.
yeah, raise a drink to that. Just nod of approval. North
And-
side of the Eastway.
And that be the info you get.
All right. Shall we be on our way?
I think so, unless there's anything we want to get before we leave.
You guys all have snowshoes, cold weather clothing, basic survival gear. Sylvanas no longer has a green cloak. And you were going to say something, Valis.
I will be getting payment for the work that I did tomorrow. Well, once the chapters are out and bought.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
So-
gonna check in with Ogden and be like, we're heading out to another town. Can you hold any messages we get?
Nice.
Basically.
Do we
No.
also want to maybe reserve some rooms too, just in the off chance?
Nah, that didn't go too well last time. If we need rooms, we can order them when we get here.
Yeah.
It,
Ogden gives you the stern nod, like, yep.
Merrick, dear, what's on your mind?
looks to Zophanis. Did you did you look for Helg at all?
I did. Not much to be found, unfortunately.
Good at
Valis
hiding.
has
I'll
like
give him
a
that.
very solemn look on his face. Well, suppose are we going now or?
Yeah, Sonic packing his bag like, that's the idea. Anything else you need to finish up? Your business is tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Sylvanas, you pick up the mention of Helg. There's definitely a few like dwarven ears that turned for a second
Oh yeah.
around the tavern, and then like kind of turned back. As you guys literally said nothing about it, besides their name, and that you found nothing. But your observant passiveness would have at least noticed that.
Would there be anybody in particular that would
You
stick
could just
out?
assume like a third of the dwarves in the tavern just turned their ears at a mention of one of the boys, and
Yeah.
turned back.
Nice. Nice. I like that.
Essentially communicating, at least the dwarves know that Helg exists here. Which
Yeah.
makes sense.
What the boys?
Alright. So,
The East Gate.
beautiful.
Indeed.
Yes.
Just gonna that one.
So I should probably move you players to the map.
I guess one last thing, if we're heading out, having the map, how long of a travel could we expect, roughly? Like, is this something where it's like we should bring some rations?
So
Like we technically have basic travel rations still.
based on what you guys can discern and the bit that you have learned, actually, screw it, let's go. You're at the East Gate. I'm going to expedite this unless you guys have anything particular that you would like to communicate. But
go
I'll
ahead.
just say, Sane, you ask one of the wall guards on your way out. Definitely
Perfect.
a tourist. And they mentioned, like the Eastway's largely paved, though snow covered. And, as long as weather permitting and tundra permitting, probably make it there in a day. That would be a long day.
Going for it.
Yep, that's the optimistic travel time. Sorry, you're gonna say something.
Well, it's more as we walk, kind of a thing.
Perfect.
Call it 7.5 hours retail with snowshoes.
Okay.
All right. So, who's leading the pack? What's your marching order? Are you guys walking sideways, or is it just shuffling? You guys don't care.
I will lead, if that's all right.
Okay.
Do it.
And Z out front, guiding. Beautiful.
Indeed.
You guys can put
As they should.
yourselves whatever organization you want besides what I have here.
Sonny's gonna be kind of up with Z, teach me your ranger skills. You said you would. Give me your
Sweet.
secrets.
Teach me. Got it.
Teach me your ranger skills on this paved road.
Uh-huh. Good place to learn. Nice and safe fish. Um,
Ish.
So gets
And-
jumped by yetis.
Very possibly. My question, Zilphanis, are you guys going to walk on the road, off the road a bit, as that one dwarf said might work? Do you have any particular strategy? Are you like bugging people on the road to see if like what's your style here for this? How are you guiding?
Probably. I almost want to say like a combo of both, kind of trying to keep an eye to see if that dwarf is right, but then also periodically probably checking in with people we see on the road, being like, hey, have you seen X dwarves? Just, to make sure, because like if we follow one or the other, it's obviously possible that we could miss them. So trying to mitigate that as much as I can.
Okay.
Does that work?
If I heard you right, you're walking, keeping the road in eyesight, and occasionally going back to the road, trying probably hard not to look like the bandits you look like.
Yes.
Cool. Sounds good to me. So generally off the road, occasionally coming back to it. Time-wise, I think it's like midday, like the end of that short window of twilight. Sounds about right. Maybe early afternoon.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So what do we want our plan to be when we find Torgs? You can't exactly just accuse someone of murder.
Oh, I mean, we could just skip the accusation and try and kill him.
I don't think we're
I somehow don't
quite
think
ready
that's
for that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I see you're not open to that idea.
No, especially where there's not necessarily evidence other than a single person.
That's true. That's true. You're not wrong there. Well, what is your approach then? What would you do? How would we pin anything on this individual and stop them from very likely killing your friend soon?
Mayhaps some of us distract while some of us do some investigating. Under the radar, of course. Ask around, talk to people, see what we can learn, maybe make the case that we are lost travelers, hoping that they haven't heard about us asking around about them.
Us travelers on the East Way?
Well, not lost, but I hesitate to say disoriented either, but in any case, make the case that we are confused travelers, perhaps. If you have a better suggestion, I'm all ears.
So he's just kind of processing for a moment. So what's our goal? Just to learn more about, what this person does, see how shady they are. Like, hey, every time we go to the towns or nearby town, they just kind of slip off and we don't see them for a while. Like, what's the...
That and possibly definite proof that they are the person. I mean, if they're making those wanted posters, they have to have some way of doing that.
That's a good point. Valis, what do you think? How would you go about this?
He's just quiet, thinking to himself.
Hmm.
But, I mean, we already know that they have a bunch of paper. I mean, Sana, you're good at sneaking around. Maybe you can find the paper. Maybe you also find how they're creating the posters somewhere. Maybe it's within one of the caravans themselves. Maybe they already have one drawn out and be like, aha!
I mean, I'm sneaky, but I usually do better when we just ask. Maybe we could say, do you have any local talent in your caravan? Like, what is... What does this person do as a hobby? Like, all that paper, do you sell it off? Do some of your boys use it? Could always play it off. It's one of my own hobbies. You're a bit of an artist yourself, aren't you?
I mean, yes, I am, but
How?
wouldn't that raise suspicions, though, if we're
Yes.
looking for a specific type of paper?
And if we came out all this way to find them when we very easily just could have gone to the next town that they'd be at.
Or
Well-
could have gotten it from where they bought all of it, the fancy compass.
Yeah. I think I'm coming together with a story, but before I throw that out there, what's your take on this, Marcus?
I, for one, will sweep the caravan detecting magic and look for an icy heart.
Probably a good start.
That's why.
Okay.
Obviously, we will do that, but before we get to the heart of the cavern.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to.
In the middle.
You're in there like, hold on, guys. What are you
Yes,
doing?
for 10 minutes.
What is this drow doing? Casting some kind of arcane spell in the center of our
Yeah.
caravan. Kill him!
It's a good way
We
to
could
get
always
cudgeled. But
Yeah. We could always play it off that we're traveling to East Haven. We under budgeted some of our supplies. We're hoping to pick a few things up from them. Safety in numbers, maybe travel a little bit, make small talk, get in close with people. You can do detect magic. Eric, we could, see how they use paper, see if they've got any local artists. It's a bit of a hobby of yours. For me, I'll just see what people know. I like talking. I like getting people to talk. I can do that.
cool. So you guys have a rough plan at this point. Obviously, you don't have much information as to what you're going to run into.
Yeah.
Z, you're leading the pack. Roll me survival for your luck in nature.
Teach me.
You know what? That's not too bad. I'll take that 16 over the last time I rolled for this, which was a 1.
Yep. And roll me a d10.
Oh no.
7. That's a 1.
That's a 1 on the D10.
That is a
I was
1.
hoping for a 7.
Okay.
Fuck.
So,
Want you to explain this situation to me?
Yeah, how are we fucked over this time?
no, it's fine. So, you make decent progress down East Haven. There are some folks kind of traveling. It looks like mainly fishermen walking on the road. You might, sounds like, are you going to bug like everyone, or is there anyone in particular you're trying to bug?
No, just like occasionally. Yeah.
So the couple people you run into, roll me a charisma check of some kind, real quick.
That's a nat 20 on
Oh.
persuasion.
So they-
21.
So they don't attack you thinking you're bandits, which is good. And essentially say like, yeah, Torg was in East Haven. They were there when we left, so they're back that way somewhere.
Very nice.
Is there anything else you're trying to glean from these folks, real quick? Get one glean if you want.
This is kind of abstract. I don't know how else to explain it. Maybe get a better sense of the reputation of Torx from like talking to these folks. Like, do they seem like
They're
I
gray
know we kind
market
of-
tradesmen, almost black market tradesmen. Depends on who you talk to. They do some shady shit. Also, one reason they don't really like to settle down in any one town. Maybe there's folks that are not liking the competition or the way they do business. So, roll me a d4, Valis.
Oh god, why Valis?
Because.
1.
Okay. All right.
Loving the Christmas colors.
Why? Because.
That's fine. So, you guys are walking, again, trying to keep the road in sight, and you are able to travel a couple hours without any issues. Again, pretty clear, spooky, dark night sky. The Aurora Borealis kind of drifting about. Actually, let me grab something here. Set the mood, please. There we go.
Puts the dragon on there. Set the mood.
So
Oh,
essentially, this is kind of the landscape that you guys are walking through right now. Arid tundra, some rocky bits sticking out here and there, dancing far off, starting to fade green Aurora Borealis, dancing through the night, or through the midday. Decently clear skies and stars shining down. So, while you're going, the kind of air around you guys is starting to get kind of thick with... It's weird, like, it's not snow coming down, but there seems to be, like, frosty snowflakes popping in and out. Almost like the moisture is thickening and then freezing where and about. It, like, there would be fog, but it's freezing. Right?
Good.
And as you guys are walking up ahead, it seems like there's kind of almost like a wall of it that's kind of thick. Do you guys like care too much? Do you poke around with it? Walk right through it? There's not really too much cause to think there's any issues, but yeah, it's essentially almost like a soft wall of frozen mist. Okay.
I mean, shillelagh up, but yeah.
All right,
Mention
Marcus.
nothing gained.
Marcus Cashulele, like, gonna boop ya.
Valis will cast mage armor on himself.
Okay.
Just to have it.
John
in
is
case.
gonna ask Sylphie what it is.
Fuck this, Sylphie. Do I know?
You're the guide.
Roll nature at disadvantage.
Teach me the thing.
This is very much not your natural terrain, nor where you were trained to be, but go ahead and roll nature at disadvantage.
This is gonna reinforce Sane questioning whether Z is a guide at all.
Which is great. You are a walking meme.
I mean,
Yeah, that's gonna be a 5.
So it's definitely frozen mist.
should we go around it? Should we go through it?
You guys are walking through it at this point because I'm speeding this.
Yeah.
Unless you want to say no. You
No,
can't.
there's just banter happening in the background.
Okay. Got it. All right. So here's what we'll do. Why don't you guys just go ahead and roll initiative? And
Okay, great.
A fast question first. If I am doing what I told Sane what I would do and teach him, like, stuff, do you want me to roll for that now? Wait. Do you want me to roll for it at all?
Whoa!
Ho!
we will have you roll that if you guys make it through this.
So Sane was feeling pretty excited with his 20 initiative.
You know what I forgot to do is clear initiative order again. Cool. Let me clean this up here.
So he is yet again distracted by Sane and is at the very bottom of initiative.
Okay. That is updated. Beautiful. And
How do you say help in Elven?
Endor the
Hold the door. Hold the door.
Stop that.
somebody caught it.
Not that. It's not allowed.
All right. This is really interesting. So,
I don't know, interesting
I
good,
don't
interesting bad.
it's interesting.
Yes,
Interesting. We're about to
Thank
get
you
fucked.
for that ambiguous answer.
as it should be.
So what I like to do with Nat 20 initiatives, and we'll just go down, I like to add a 1 in front of it.
Mhm.
pleases me.
So Valis got a nat 20 initiative for a 23.6. Sane with the 20. Marcus with the 8. And Z with the 7. I got you all descending here. Though this critter does have a surprise round. Because they were so spooky. Now, they also technically rolled higher than your nat 20, but I'm giving you the nat 20. So, Marcus, this thing waited until you were coming through the tail end of the frostiness, and as soon as you come through, this, let me make it big here, this kind of web of magically connected frost flakes wraps around you and is trying to make you cold and uncomfortable and engulf you. So it is going to go ahead and try and engulf you. And I rolled a GM. Great. Let me do that again. So it's going to wrap itself around you. And I'm going to roll damage for that. What, is there even a... It doesn't roll an attack? Come on.
Doesn't look like it.
It should have, but it didn't.
Normally engulf is off of something.
Right?
Like you hit like a bite attack or something and then it's engulf. But if that's what this thing does, it's what the thing does. Yeah.
I mean, when it wraps itself around, does it need to roll anything, like a grapple or something? Or is it just like, nah, I am the blanket?
See,
that's the weird thing. So when it wraps around something, it doesn't attack. It just engulfs. It looks like...
Cool.
Yeah, I got this critter mixed up with another critter with how it works.
See?
Weird. Yeah, sorry. So, yeah, I guess it just engulfs you and grapples you. I'm going to add a roll to attack just because I feel like it. And I'll add the modifier on there. 15?
No. It's 18.
Okay,
But
so this thing starts to wrap around you, but it doesn't. The cold doesn't soak through your armor. I don't really like how that mechanic works.
Here it is. It's multi-attack. The Frost Veil makes 3 tendril attacks.
If one of them hits, there we go. There we go.
2 tendril attacks hit the same target in a single turn, the target is engulfed.
Okay.
I think the token was misprogrammed. So let me... Yes, that is what it's supposed to say. There was an error in Roll20. Thank you.
Primordial Warlock. Be good with trees.
Haha. This is the third error I found today while trying to get this going. Okay. First attack is a 23.
That does it.
Second attack is 13. Third attack is 13.
Does not.
You are not engulfed. You are not engulfed. So, you take, holy shit, 13 damage. Yeah, 13 bludgeoning damage from this guy.
Solid damage.
Yeah.
And over to... Let me start this descending. That was a surprise round. And Valis, with your nat 20, you just casted Mage Armor. You're right there. It just bapped off of Marcus like clunk, and then Marcus probably got the shield in the way like, no.
No.
And it's not on top of him. It's just like almost on top of him.
Yeah, Valis will turn and see it and just yell, "Contact, sentient mist, and shoots off firebolt, point fucking blank.
Okay.
So disadvantage.
All right. Fire away. Get it?
Firebolt, 13.
Nah.
No, 11.
Yeah, no. So you blast, and it just kind of like out of the way as your bolt of fire goes past, melting like the real frosty mist around this creature. Anything else?
And Valis will... He'll back up. He's gonna just instinctually just back away.
It is going to try and swipe you.
Yep.
The 16.
Right on the money. But
Okay. But
shield.
okay,
Shield.
good
Plus
call.
5 to AC.
Good call, because that's a lot of dang. I rolled max almost.
Yeah, that would have put me down instantly.
Speaking of, it's this thing's turn
Oh,
now.
whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to click it.
Yep.
I'm not
I was
allowed.
just gonna back the fuck up.
Reasonable.
It is focusing on its target. It's hungry. It smells man meat. It wants some. And it is
Stop
going to
that.
lash out at Marcus for 23, 11, and a 20. This time
Oh.
it hits. 11, 13.
Oh no.
I think that probably puts you on the ground. I think.
Ground, and the second is like coup de grace stuff. Like I only had 6 health. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it just would have like knocked you down and then tried to start goblin you. And Zilphanis.
So but that's the thing. It also did hit with 2, so now I am engulfed.
Yeah.
And now I actually take additional damage too.
Z has an idea. What's your idea, Zia?
Might I take one, por favor?
You can take the second one or the first. It's totally up to you. I will say if
I'll
you take
take-
the first, it's going to hit you with the second.
Fucking. Well, no, that wouldn't be a good decision because I mean, Marcus is gonna go down either way. Well, no, never mind. You know, I'll take the first. Yep, I'll take it.
Okay, so-
Bye, guys.
So here's what happens, Marcus. It's going to get you, and this elf gets magically interposed and takes both hits and gets engulfed. You're fine.
Fine is a relative term.
Z is not fine. Z is engulfed and at not very many HPs.
I
Cool.
mean, that puts. Yeah, no, that takes me 11, 13. That's
Sane.
24.
Yeah, Sane is going to not. It stands for not getting involved with that. He's gonna. So he sees the tendrils. He's gonna try and stick a couple of those. So first knife toss here. This is gonna be with skin and knife.
Okay.
21.
Oh yeah.
Stick it.
Advantage.
Buddy's close by. That's gonna be 12. And quickly reaches down to his calf and is gonna throw a black iron throwing knife here.
Hmm.
Lucky number 7. You watch it sail off into the distance.
No.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that first dagger, like it sinks in and like sticks into the weird fog, just stuck there. It's like moving with the creature at this point. Nice.
Okay.
For
That's my go.
solid 12 dangies. Marcus, you're up at whatever HP you're at, and Z is getting sizzled by this frosty web. What do?
Get sizzled.
So I mean Z's like unconscious, right?
Yeah. They just were
Okay.
like, like
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exceptionally unconscious.
They're at
So
0
I'll do the
HP.
normal. I'll try to do the one normal attack. 22 will hit.
Oh, yeah.
For 5. It's bludgeoning, but it's also magic. For the purpose of resistances, and then the bonus action will be a healing word on Z.
Nice.
That'll heal. 9 total.
Very nice. Z, you are awake, and the holy magic of Everil channeled through Marcus's fingertips into your body.
Thank you. I'm surprised you didn't just shove a berry in my mouth.
Chew, unconscious person.
Actually, yeah, that like mechanically speaking, like berries would have been. I would have had to cast good
And-
berry as
And
an
then
action,
Shove it in your mouth.
and then next round, shove it in your mouth as an action to heal you for 4. So yeah, the bonus action for 9. I'll take it. Yeah.
Good grief.
So, right now, I'm assuming that's all your. That's everything, right, Marcus?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
That's my whole.
Okay, you could technically move without taking an opportunity if you wanted to, but It's up to you.
Nah, I gotta hit this thing.
Yep. So Z, you're grappled right now, and you can feel and hear the as acid is starting to eat away at you.
It's fine.
You're gonna take damage at the end of your turn unless this stops happening. That is clear.
Yeah.
What do?
Grappled means that I can make an attack, but it's at disadvantage, correct?
I don't believe it's a disadvantage. No, that's
It's
restrained.
just I can still okay. I was like, I know
Grappled
there's
means you
just-
cannot. You have 0 movement.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can still hit this thing. Okay. So
We'll
I'm
see.
gonna. Yeah. With my luck, I'm gonna hit myself. So I will firstly, as a bonus action, do Hunter's Mark on this thing. So my little bird shows up again. And then reaching down, pull out my short sword and try and cut through some of this thing.
Okay, roll an attack. Okay,
That's gonna be a nat 1.
beautiful.
Indeed.
So
For a 6 total for people listening.
what I was going to do was I was going to omit an ability that this creature has, but I'm just going to bring it back. There's an ability while something's engulfed where you split damage evenly between it and something else. You woke this thing up. Congrats. Roll damage. Okay. Now,
Piercing?
yep. So 8 piercing damage. You take 4, it takes 4.
Okay, and it's bonus action, that's my turn. Well, I can't. Can I make an attempt to escape the grapple, or can I not because I've already done things?
You already attacked, unfortunately.
That's what I thought, just wanted to check. Okay, then that's the end of my turn.
It would take the 4 from Hunter's Mark as well, right? I'm not missing that.
Did
That
you
would
cast
be-
Hunter's Mark?
I did.
Okay, yeah.
Would it split the Hunter's Mark, Tammy?
I'm sorry, I thought the 8 total. No, am I reading that wrong? Because I was like, I thought the.
No, the 4
I-
above is
No,
not.
it did
No,
not.
that's
Yeah.
12 total.
Somehow
so
I skipped the Hunter's Mark in my brain because I was reading something. So,
that's 12.
Mostly a curiosity piece for me.
post Hunter's Mark real quick. Just do that.
I know exactly where to stab you. Through myself.
Just do it for me. I think it just adds the type of damage you already did. You know what?
Ooh.
I'm gonna just roll a d20 to see. It hurts you both, so take an additional 2 damage.
Yay!
But
I'm
it does
helping.
too. Phallus, your question you PM'd me. I believe it said mini heart speed is 1.
Okay.
That's off the top of my head. I don't have that up at the moment, but it was something like that for the magic words. It is your
Also-
natural 20 turn now. Again,
Quick false
Phallus.
question, actually.
Right.
Do you want me to roll for concentration real quick? Because Hunter's Mark is concentration. I technically.
Oh
hurt
yes, you do
myself.
need to do that. Thank you. Roll that
And that's
con
just
save.
a con save.
Correct. DC 10. Just have it be. Yeah, okay. Hunter's Mark's gone
Ouch.
with the 8.
Yeah.
Did it pop? Yeah. All right, Valus.
All right. Valis, seeing that Zophanis and Marcus are getting fucked up, he is.
It's a free action to
Gonna
say a
say-
phrase.
Yeah,
Fine.
he's gonna say fuck it, and he is going to walk a step closer. Not sure what is about to happen, and is going to say the first phrase of the torque.
Okay.
Woo!
Let me scroll up.
How exciting.
So
See, this is better than summoning it in the tavern.
oh, it's fine. So ooh. There it is. This is what happens. You say Mephis Geistis Sivoft it Upi, and spikes stick from the torque deeply into you under your collarbone and deep into the main large veins on either side of your neck and draw blood from you into the torque. It doesn't feel good. That happens. And it's kind of like making this weird whirring sound. And let's see here.
Okay.
Roll an Arcana real quick.
All right. 12.
Okay.
It'd be great if it was enough.
Mm.
With your knowledge of transmutation, you basically can tell that it's doing something strange with your blood at this moment. And there's just like murmuring of various primordial languages going on in your head right now and kind of emanating from this. It's almost like if you were imagining like the computer analysis of something, but it's all in primordial.
A language that he doesn't understand. Yeah.
Yes, that's what's happening right now. That's just happening in the background. So you said that word, and you're like, "Ow! Oh, what?" And you have the rest of your turn.
Okay. No new phrases pop up.
Not yet. Things are
Okay.
happening.
So wincing, he will thrust his staff into the air and he will cast Bless. In his own special way, connecting himself to everybody else. He's marking Marcus with Zelphanus and Sane.
Note I forgot to do is roll the damage on Zelphanus.
Correct.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no.
All right. Yeah. You are at 0 HP.
This is fine, guys. It happens all the time.
You get used to it.
As the thing's trying to gobble you. Okay.
Tasty, tasty elf
So,
man.
Valis, with Bless, you bless your 3 selves, correct? Or is there anything else you want to change with that information? Now that I forgot.
So Zelphanus went down, right?
Yeah, Z's down. Sorry.
Okay. Then he blesses himself. Sort
Okay.
of.
All right.
Sorry.
This thing is going to try and gobble Z. Actually, let me 1 sec.
Huh?
Yeah, no, it's going to try and take Z away. Because you guys are beating it.
This is worse.
And starts flying directly up with Z.
Oh. Very nice.
It's now 10 feet off the ground. Though, Marcus, you can get a bap at it if you want.
I don't think that hits, actually.
15 does not hit.
Yeah, just shy.
I see.
Sane.
So I was planning on backing up. Doesn't matter now. It's flying away. All right, it's gonna use his roped lucky dagger. Try and get a throw. Yeehaw!
It would hurt me.
Phew.
21.
Yeah.
And here's something. I do have sharpshooter.
Uh-huh.
In terms of precision, it's still piercing damage, but would there be any interplay with that ability?
You rolled high enough. I don't think you hit Z. That's kind of how I'm going for it.
All right. In that case, 2 for
fine.
2, and he's gonna throw another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So 21 with the bless before, and then you did 12
20
damage again. Then you
Correct.
nat 20'd with the second dagger. Which
And-
dagger was the second dagger?
The second dagger was
Is it
going
just
to be
one of your 8 night
He's
kicks?
going to tell people that it was his lucky dagger.
Okay, sure. That's fine.
They were thrown so close together.
Roll
The
damage.
goal is to sever a dendril, drop Z.
No sneak attack though, unfortunately. It's only once
Nope.
per round. But
18.
Trying to think here.
And I might have it ye hard.
Roll me one more just dex. Just a straight dex real quick.
Straight dex here. 21.
Okay, yeah.
Yeehaw.
So, yes, you aim both your knives like at the bottom of this thing, accurate enough, skirting enough that it ends up dropping Z.
I'm helping.
Unfortunately, there is one side effect as Z hits the ground and takes damage
Yeah.
while they're unconscious, which is bad, but it is
I'm
what it is.
hoping it's pretty padded.
Uh-huh.
10 feet fall face first. I don't see the problem here.
Instant dick.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
that is a grand total of minus 18. Very
That's
nice.
my go.
Marcus. Z just went crumpled and smashed into snow in front of you. This thing is trying to flit away. It is now lighter than it was before. And like kind of, it's like a net that's been cut, floating around in the air. What do?
Yeah, I literally don't have anything that can hit it, so I'm going to channel divinity, and Z and I both get 5 health.
I'll say, because it's something I sometimes allow, if something's 10 feet up and you've got a stick, if you want to jump and hit it, it's a really low athletics check. It's up to
I
you.
mean, it's fine. I gotta get Z up anyway. Like, so
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. And then, sorry, how much do you each heal for again? 5?
5. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
No, because that's my action. So and no bonus action. So pass.
All right, Z. You've skirted by avoiding death saves at this point. You did fail one from hitting the ground, but what
I'm
do?
helping.
You're prone right now, but you're awake again. Your head hurts.
Yeah, and this thing's 10 feet ahead of me.
It's 10
right.
feet above you. So if you,
Okay.
yeah.
And it would take it takes movement to get up from being prone, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I will use some of my movement to get up from being prone. Gonna go ahead and take out my trusty longbow and take aim at this thing.
Take a
Alrighty.
shot.
Go for it.
Joke's on you. You still take the damage.
For those listening, that was a nat one for a total of 6.
Did your bow just break again?
Probably.
Wow.
What happens to me? Please.
I don't want to get too far into some silly natural one thing again. So let's just say you slip and fall back on your ass as you're trying to shoot your bow, and your arrow just goes wildly off base. That's all. It's fine. You're prone again. You're back to prone.
Okay, I'm staying.
One natural one punishment that's severe is good enough for me. Valis.
Yes. Any change with this spiky torque in my neck?
Roll me another Arcana.
All right. 17.
Okay. So
That's so.
here's what happens. The needles come out of your neck and under your collarbones, and then it like ejects your blood all over you. Like it's a rejection, maybe, or it's just done. Who knows?
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And so just on you. Let's see. It's gonna whisper, not whisper, but you hear like one more phrase in your head. I'll give you this. Fir Shaf Shar Sarchis.
Jeez.
No
It's a
idea
very
what it could mean.
different kind of voice and connotation and cadence than the other one. No
Same.
idea what it means, no.
He doesn't recognize the language. Is it similar to the one before?
It's primordial with a different cadence.
Okay.
That's what I'll give you. Anything you want to do with your turn here?
He's gonna say the phrase.
Okay. So
He's thinking that this might help us in our current situation.
all right. Now, when you're saying it, are you like targeting it at this thing, or what's your plan here?
So he's getting a sense that from the first phrase, many hearts beat as one. He's
Mhm.
thinking that it might connect multiple individuals. So fuck. He'll target it at the entity.
All right. So I'm just going to say it's going to take an action, and you're
Okay.
feeling this spell kind of going off. It's going to be a really interesting thing, what it does. Let me check something here, because it's being used in a very strange way. All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Huh?
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll an Arcana for like how powerful you are channeling this particular spell. 13. Okay. The thing is going to roll an opposing sort of Arcana.
Okay.
Well,
To
that's
try
really
and
hard.
not have this happen.
Made it turbo net.
Um. Yeah, that's bad.
Bad for us, bad for it.
It
Val just insta dies.
So a big chunk of it turns from frosty flakes into water and then just falls to the ground.
Hope my daggers were in that.
That was your action.
All right.
Uh,
I don't know what I just did, but keep going.
yeah, this thing. I put it to GM again. Sorry. So what it does after a bunch of it turns to water, it kind of like uses a little bit of it that's left to like poof out these glistening, like almost a dust. Marcus and Zolphanus, please roll me a con save.
Oh fuck.
That's a dirty 20. I'll take that.
And an 18 for Marcus.
All right, so nothing happens to either of you. And it tries to flutter away another 10 feet up. This little semblance of what it was. Sorry, buddy.
Somebody's gonna yell out headache in case his knives are falling on top of Z. But outside of that, is going to draw his bow and take another pop shot at it here. So that's going to be one shot. Pretty half-hearted. It seems to be fluttering away. He'll get closer to these folks, and that's the situation. That's my go.
And you rolled a 11 with the
Oh, yes, an
with
11.
the bless. Yep, cool.
11 out of 10.
Alrighty. Marcus.
Yeah, so Marcus, especially, excuse me, especially now that Z is conscious again, is just like, don't let this thing touch you. Everybody back away. And particularly shouting over at Varric, this thing is made of ice. We need fire. And again, I literally have nothing that can hit it, so I'm just backing away, and that's my turn.
Cool. Over to you, Zilphanas.
Yeah, we're gonna get up, scramble back up. Everything hurting. Pull out the bow again, take another shot. That's what we got.
Okay. Fire away.
And that'll be a nat 20 on that one.
Heyo.
Go.
Alright. Makes up for the 2 natural ones. Beautiful.
Oh.
Roll
No, it
damage.
doesn't. But we'll pretend it does.
So that's gonna be, it looks like a 12
Is that
yes.
piercing.
So
Oh, yeah, no Hunter's Mark.
Yep, you're watching this thing flutter up, and you get this nice, like, you've got a beat in where it's going. You let your arrow fly, shoot it center mass, and it just kind of poofs into dust and is gone.
All right. Well, that was exciting.
We've got an interesting definition of excitement. Good at finding things. Want to help me find my daggers? There should be 1, 2, 4. That's not
Yeah,
what I was gonna do.
Start looking around, helping look for his daggers, rubbing my head.
Alrighty. Sane, roll me investigation with advantage real quick. How quickly you find him.
1, 2, 1.
Yeah, not hard. You guys find the daggers. Again, there's that weird pool of water that where the thing fell, where it's starting to kind of freeze over.
Valis is gonna go over and like check that out if he sees it.
Yeah. With your really high Arcana rolls, you kind of get the ideas of what just happened, how it worked, and you can kind of write down some info in your spellbook about the mechanics of that. It's like going through your mind. I'm assuming you'd probably pull out your book and do so, correct?
Yeah, he'll
Okay.
start jotting down what is coming to his mind.
Cool. Roll me history real quick.
All right. 10.
You get the gist. There you go. So, you guys survived that.
Barely.
Now what? Continue?
I'll huddle over with Z real quick and just be like, we literally have to eat these immediately. But I'll make good berries, and without even the full 10, we're both at full health.
Nice.
Cool. Thank you, Fran.
Healies.
See, this is why I took the hits, because it's better that I go down than you.
It's actually very smart that you took that hit, because if you hadn't, Marcus couldn't have picked you up 2.5
Yep.
times. All right.
2.5 times. Indeed.
It was good. Alrighty. So, Valis has blood all over him. You guys can see that quite obviously around his neck and chest. Actually took a pretty decent amount when it extracted.
Oh,
so
shoot. Yeah, sorry. How much damage did...
Yeah,
Okay.
how much damage
He-
did I take?
didn't take damage. It was a really clean blood draw.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You're good.
Surgical. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you're fine.
I still hate it.
4 really warm nurses drew blood from Valis's neck and under his collarbone in unison, and then squirted it
Mm.
back out onto him after analyzing it. Yes. Now you know also, Joe, why I was like, wow, what do I do with this when you cast that spell?
Gotcha. Yeah.
That came down to
Yeah.
your sheer might and it rolling a -3. So,
Ah.
-3. Yeah, okay.
that's what you get.
All right.
Are you
I like
okay?
it. And he will prestidigitation, get rid of the blood.
There you go.
I will not be concerned unless you tell me I need to be concerned. But all right.
I'm gonna be curious. What was that? Like, why are you covered in blood? Is this a normal part of figuring out what magic items do?
No, I think this is a very different type of magic item. I think it possibly analyzes your blood, and for what purpose I don't know yet. Whenever it was doing it, it was speaking in another language. I think it might have been Algwin, but I didn't understand it.
Well, whatever it was, it worked. I just want to say I am so sorry for doubting you earlier. This is clearly your area of expertise, and
Marcus, roll me history while they're talking.
beautiful.
Okay.
Sure. Have an 8.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, the item definitely grabs your attention. The whole idea of like, it's kind of gnarly.
It's pretty gnarly.
But doesn't ring the bell yet, ever.
Valis will, underneath the phrases that he has so far in his book, he'll write. I don't think I did it earlier, but he'll write down the translation of the first phrase, and then he'll write down the new phrase underneath that.
Nice.
Okay, so out in the frosty tundra, Valis, with his book already out, writes down the translation so you all can see it.
Yep.
Let me go to that again here.
Here, I shall put what I have.
Many hearts beating as one is the first translation, the one that you guys were spooked of in the inn, and then the second phrase is there, untranslated.
But hold on. So, did you use the first word or the second words?
I used both phrases. Well, the first phrase made the extract my blood. The second one allowed me to do this, and he will cast thaw on just a patch of ice on the ground.
So he says it again and makes a 10-foot area on the ground turn into water.
It's a really handy thing to have.
Yeah.
Do we want to give this to Greek? Like, this is kind of cool. Gold comes and goes, but this is a one of it. No wonder he would want it back so badly.
GM, do I have a third phrase in my mind, or is it was just the one, or the two, I should say?
For right now, you just had the two, and that last one was almost like a flitting. You barely caught it with your high icona.
Okay.
There was a chance you wouldn't have at this point.
Gotcha.
But we can get more into investigating that at a later date. Do you all
Yes.
continue on your trek?
Yeah.
All right. Z, are you still leading the pack?
Hell yeah.
Teach me your secrets.
I'm apparently very terrible one since we just walked straight into this.
Sonny sees this as kind of like a life lesson, you know? You're more of a hands-on type of guide. Like, this is experiencing danger. Now you know to avoid these kinds of situations.
Okay.
Yes, entirely.
Meant to do that.
Oh yeah. Roll another survival check, Sylphanas.
That's gonna be a
16
16.
again. All right. Roll me a d10.
Hope we run into another patch of fog.
That's gonna be a 5.
That's an interesting one. Okay.
Oh no.
So, you guys make another couple hours of progress. No blizzards, which is very nice, right?
I think so.
And right.
Ooh.
Oh, on the gym layer.
Well, it'd be perfect timing if we got hit by a blizzard as we found Torg's like, just gotta bunker down here.
Gonna bunker down. Z, your passive is high enough that where you kind of walked and you can get a look over this ledge, you catch 3 little icy critters kind of dancing around something white and furry-ish, and they're like poking it. It's just kind of like curled up in a ball right now. Some kind of white furry mass there, and these things are just kind of throwing snowballs at it and poking it. In general, dicks, probably. Maybe it likes it, who knows.
I'll nudge Sana and like gesture with my head and be like, do you want to mess with that or keep going? What do your guide instincts tell you?
It tells me that furry mass is probably a Yeti, and those things are being total dicks.
What does he think about this assessment? Does that bundle of fur look like it could be a Yeti to him based on what he knows?
But also, I saw a lot of people wearing Yeti skins. Well, maybe not a lot of people, but I saw them around the 10 towns. I think we should get involved.
So it's going to be an active perception to get a closer look, and then a nature on top of that, if you're trying to discern what this thing might be, while it's defensively curled up kind of half in the snow from this distance. And I think we lost Charlotte. So.
It's very focused.
I think they had a DC
Very
disconnected.
focused.
Cool. They are staring, trying to discern what this thing might be. What do you guys want to do in the meantime while Zophanis is trying to pick out what this is?
Shillelagh up again.
See
Shillelagh.
how close we can get before they notice us.
I'm assuming 8 hours has not passed.
No, you've been walking actively for like 2, maybe 3.
'Kay.
So, nah.
Maid drummer's still up. Good.
Okay. Oh no.
Me.
There they go.
You know.
Oh no.
Oh, they're back. But things will shift. Right now, Joe's in the GM spot.
Ho ho! Maybe
the
one
break
time.
overlay
Maybe
on.
one day.
Breaks up, breaks his down. There we go. We're back in business.
Yeah, my
So-
internet decided to be garbage for me in a minute. Last thing I heard was Sana beginning to mention seeing people wear Yeti skins.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you were deciding, you were trying to discern what you were looking at as Sana's like, I'm gonna see if I can get closer. So go ahead and roll me a perception and a nature, Zolfanos, while Sane is trying to be a sneaky beaky. And please roll me a stealth, Sane, because I want you to fail. But we'll see.
22 for stealth.
And I rolled a
That's-
7. for
That still might
perception.
fail. You don't know.
No, that's really high stealth. You're good. So Sane, like a cat, just like nestles into the ledge of the rocks, like scooting his little butt up, barely peeking his little eyes over, like snowy arm covering his face. Yeah, from here, it's just really hard to tell. Just like white fur-ish stuff. You know, it could be all kinds. It's large. It's some type of large, white, not scaly creature. Could be many things.
With a sigh, I will also try and stealth up with Sane.
Okay. Roll me one as well.
That's gonna be a 7 there, Chief.
Okay. So, Sane, you're a beautiful, sneaky cat, and crunching on the snow up to you is the guy.
Is this fucking dumbass?
Sane,
It's
very
okay.
quietly.
He was dropped on his head a couple hours ago.
Honestly, not too worried about this. Is going to do the gesture of like, I want you to go around this ridge. I can go up and around this way, and then we'll kind of like a little quick back wave to like Valis and Marcus, like that way.
Cool. So, as soon as Vilfanis comes up to you guys, like, this one and this one stop picking on the thing and look up to the ledge. And they start, like, yammering at each other. Marcus, Valis, you guys, well, Marcus casted Shillelagh. Are you guys doing anything or just letting them kind of do their sneaky beaky time?
I mean, I'm looking to Sane for. You said up the middle, right? Is that the direction you were telling us to go?
Yeah,
Okay,
kind of
then yeah.
around this ridge, keeping low, similar to where Sylphanus is going to be going. Maybe. As they kind of like have clearly shifted with your approach, he gives you the old like, good luck. Before
He will speak Elven back to you and just say thanks.
Alrighty.
Valis will move with Marcus.
Yeah, we're just deliberately walking forward. Nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So these little critters, they kind of stopped doing their picking on, and they're like looking up, trying to figure out what you guys are doing there. Let's see. And you hear kind of like some little bit of shouting from these little guys. Not in a language that any of you guys speak. So I'll give Sane a chance to roll history.
Osana is going to roll the heck out of history. It's a 13.
It's good enough. Some kind of primordial again.
Okay.
Squawking up at you guys.
Yeah.
And then this one like comes back up on this hill, grabs a big snowball and like thuds it at the fur ball. What do you guys do next?
I mean, I'm still deliberately walking forward unless anybody else has any different. Yeah.
How do y'all feel about Sane pelting this one with a snowball?
Do it. I was actually just about to ask about like a warning shot of some kind.
Oh, it's not a warning shot. He hits the thing with a snowball. I'm going to hit him with a snowball.
Do you pack a rock in the snowball?
Not this one.
I just squeeze it
next
to an
one, though.
icicle and then throw it like a knife.
Yeah. No. Yeah, if he pelts that thing with a snowball, Sunny's gonna try and hit that with the snowball. Just
Okay. Yeah. You know the roll. Go for it.
Yep. Is it sneaky snake advantage? Doesn't matter probably.
Yeah, you have advantage on your snowball throw.
It
Go
doesn't. It
ahead.
doesn't matter.
Roll
It's-
again. You might crit it. You didn't. Well, Bless is gone. I think.
Oh yeah, I'll
Bless is an
toggle that
hour
out. So only
top.
a 24.
Only a 24. Yes.
He's gotten in a lot of snowball fights. The intent isn't to injure it, unless like
You just want to hit it and have it like be covered in snow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you hit it like right in the face and just cover it. So that all of it just like it falls down on its little butt and like gets back up. Little guys.
I like it. Yeah.
And then it starts shouting and pointing up at the ridge. And this is ridiculous, but up to you if you guys want to roll initiative. They're all making snowballs and looking up where Sane is at.
Oh yeah, he's totally engaging in this. This is gonna be legendary.
You bet your ass, yes. Yeah,
Oh.
see, we'll indulge.
Alrighty, good.
Sorry,
Initiative.
folks. Marcus, I was born for Snowball. I hope you go over there and just shillelagh club one. Totally missed out. Just powder.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I think we'll have some post session like tactics talk afterwards because this has been fascinating already.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Just getting same book. We'll focus on
Okay.
same page after we're on the same book.
Put this over. Yeah. All right. Well, so yeah, Sane let a snowball of no damage fly, and who knows what's on? Something's on. Marcus, it's your go. What do you do?
I mean, reapply Shillelagh as I'm moving forward, but literally, other than that, just like walk.
It's still going. Like it's only been a few seconds while this is going on. So unless you want to,
Yeah.
you can just keep it going. Like, yep, just gonna keep it charged on my stick.
30 will put me like right there,
Cool.
and yeah, just give him a hello there.
All right.
General Kenobi.
Yeah, it's like, oh no.
Move to wherever you want to be.
Very nice.
Alrighty. Zilphanis. What are you gonna do? You're muted, by the way, unless you want to be muted.
No, I'm pressed to talk right now because my mic's doing the weird thing it always does.
Cool.
So I will move 35 feet closer. Let's see, so that'll be. Right about there, and taking a page from Sane, I'm gonna throw a snowball at that one.
All right. Roll me a dex real quick. I don't think you're proficient in snowballs, but you rolled a natural 20.
That's a nat 20. I mean, he might have when he was younger.
I don't know if there's a hotkey to switch. I'm always actively clicking on the left between arrow and ruler. There might be, but yeah. So what are you trying to do with your snowball? Because it happens.
I'm not trying to hurt it because it didn't look like Sane's hurt. So, like, I don't know, just confusedly engaging in a snowball fight.
All right. Which one are you aiming at?
This one.
All right. Yeah. So it's like yammering up at you, and you throw the snowball right in its mouth. It's like, and just it's like coughing up snow. Cool.
That's my go.
Sane.
Nice. Sane will kind of talk down to the party and be like, let's see if we can't drive them away. It looks like they're being mean to that shaggy creature there. Or make some new friends. I don't know. And he's gonna toss another snowball. It sounds like they're speaking primordial. I have no idea what they're saying.
Roll away.
And that's gonna be a natural 20.
Fuck.
Okay.
There's only
Cool.
one that hasn't been snowballed.
Yeah, you just do what Z just did, unless you have another idea. You have another idea?
Nah, they,
Alright.
we've got...
You muffle the second one while it was like looking over at its buddy, started to laugh, and you just right in the side of the cheek in its mouth fill it, and it is now
Oh, Sane will give a hearty laugh after that.
beautiful. All right.
Snowball superiority. That's my
Well,
go. That's...
You have awoken the thing by CCing all of these little guys.
Oh, just a sweetie!
Yeah.
It's an
Sane?
owlbear.
Sane immediately. Ah, can we keep it?
Actually, I have a thing.
Hold
if Gats
on.
remembers.
I remember things. So this thing gets
It
up.
pops up snow. Zilphie has a stroke.
And oh my gosh, this poor thing. It rolled a natural 1.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, it gets up and just like it was gonna swipe at this thing, but this kind of like falls back into the like hole it dug for itself and just lets out like a like sad, angry, tired, screechy sound. And that's all it does. I'm gonna do a morality check here. This one freaks out and starts running. And this one picks itself up off the ground. This little icy goblin-y looking dude. Should have described what they looked like. Sorry, getting a little spacey.
Icy goblin-y looking dude.
Yeah, they're icy little goblin guys. What's the range on that? It is going to do this, and it hits. So it looks at the snowy owlbear and casts like magical hail on it, peppering it with ice and coating it with a bit of rime, hurting it and reducing its speed by 10. And then it moves the rest of its speed, and this one takes cover behind a rock and is barking. Valis.
First, Valis wasn't fully understanding what was happening with the snowballs being thrown. He has never seen anything like this. And then he sees an owlbear rise up from the ground. And he is now, like, hiding by the cliffs, keeping an eye on everybody else, and keeping a definite eye on that fucking thing. But he is waiting.
Do you want to have a specified held action of any kind, or no?
No. Okay. He's just waiting and watching.
Hey,
Marcus.
I'm gonna... Fuck it, I'm gonna call out cover me to everybody else, and...
On it!
Yeah. Continue trying to move forward. I'm gonna give this thing a little bit of space, but
reasonable.
So being careful, walking your way down this kind of rocky, icy slope, giving a little bit of a berth from the owly bear.
Yeah, I will actually dash to end right about there next to the boy.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. So you just kind of like do a slight veer around right up to one of these little icy boys. Beautiful. Zilphanis.
So, as you say, cover me, Z will say, don't worry about the bear. I can handle that. And I'm going to get closer to the bear. Would the thing require, is that an action for me to try and animal handle this thing? Or can I dash so I can get to it and then make the roll?
Here's what I'll do. So you're not casting your thing that lets you run on ice super easily, right?
No.
You're just trying to get over there quickly. Mm-hmm. Roll me an acrobatics for just balance on top of the snow. I'm not going to make you fall in with a 1 or anything.
That's an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you can get over there, and I'll say you can start to do what you're going to do, if that makes sense. So go ahead and roll your thing and kind of describe to me what your approach is. A bit.
Yeah. Do you mind if I actually describe it before I roll, or do you want me to roll first?
Describe it.
Okay. So he'll come within probably about 10 feet of it and then slow down and start acting very calmly, like talking to it, like, as you do to animals and stuff. Maybe possibly even making owl bear-ish sounds, if we could.
Mm-hmm.
And the check is animal handling, if I recall. Is that correct?
It should be.
For the thing that I'm doing.
I'm gonna look at your sheet here.
I don't actually think it's on. I don't think I added it to my sheet.
Handle the heck out of that.
Because I'll be honest, I did not think this is ever going to come up.
Well, that's shame.
I
For
know.
shame.
You know what? Yeah, for shame. But it was kind of scary, and I was like, okay.
I'm trying to find it in. I don't know where we put that, but we'll figure it out later. Just roll animal handling.
Okay. That is a 15.
Should be with advantage, I think, right?
I have it pulled up. It just says within 10 feet of it, I can use an. Oh, it is an action. Never mind.
Take the advantage.
If you want to give me advantage on that, I will take it. Yeah.
I will.
Saviors.
I will find the thing, and I'll say we're starting to do that. We'll get to it next turn in detail. Sane.
All right. Said cover him. Sane is going to try one of his fancy new ideas that he's been thinking about. He's going to try and assail this buddy over here. So just mass of snowball barrage.
That
And
is
if it
a
hits-
melee thing.
Is it?
Read the prerequisites.
Yeah. Within range. So as an action, you can assail a hostile creature within range of your weapon with a series of strikes.
Read the prerequisites at
Yeah.
the very tippity.
No.
Man.
All right. I'm going to throw a dagger then. That's a melee weapon. No. Damn it. Okay.
You do have a ranged option, I think, don't you?
The point isn't to hamstring it. I'm trying to get it to run away.
You have another option I thought I put on there, but that's fine. If you wanted
Yeah,
to
to
run away,
reduce its speed to 0, which is even less helpful.
anyways.
But no, that's the idea. That's what he's going for.
Okay. So
With
you're
a
just trying to
24.
hurry it along, and which one are you aiming at? The one right next to Marcus, or that one over there? Okay, the one that peppered it with hail.
Yeah, this is basically get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Leave.
you hit it right in the butt and like give it a little boost of get out of here speed with your snowball force, like lifting it off the ground a little bit even.
Yeah.
And you're not trying to damage it, you're just trying to scoot it, right?
Correct. If
Okay.
it doesn't leave pretty soon here, I'm going to start putting rocks in these. But that's my go.
Alrighty. Big old critter's turn. So, essentially, that 15 animal handling isn't the ability, but I'm having it be kind of the demeanor you approach it with at this point. Let me do a roll here. Okay. So, it doesn't seem to view you as a threat. And it turns, and it is going to try and get out of this kind of hole it dug for itself. Can you do it this time, Owlbear? Can you do it? Are you having a rough day? No, this time it's like, yeah, I'm getting out of this damn hole. And scrabbles its way out the other way. And you did give this thing a boost. But it, yeah, okay. And it swipes out. Does that hit? Oh boy, it hits. So the owlbear slashes out with its claws on one of these little icy guys, eviscerating it into ice cubes. It's gone.
Oh.
And then lets out like an angry, hurt screech, and kind of like stands over the ice cubes. And okay, so this one. This one's now running. Like really, really running. The one that was in the far back. It is trying to get. It's trying to go. It's gonna dash and like take cover behind these rocks, shouting at its buddy to like probably to catch up. Come on.
Going for it now.
This other one is going to take the disengage action and like try to scrabble up on these rocks. And Valis, it's your go. Just like ah.
Yeah. Valis Going to. Oh god, I gotta zoom back in. Can't count hexes. Holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be there, and it's just going to watch Zilphanis on whatever they're trying to do with this owlbear creature. Like,
Okay.
he's always ran from these things. He never stood around and try and talk to it.
I'll have you roll me a perception and investigation as we go over to Marcus.
Cool. Yeah. I'm just gonna catch up with this boy right here.
Okay.
Give him a whack, or at least attempt to.
Alrighty.
Does a 19 hit?
Indeed. Yes, a 19 with your shillelagh hits.
That'll be 7 magical bludgeoning.
Yeah. So you break a huge chunk of ice off of this thing's back. It like doesn't explode like the other one did. It's still technically alive, barely.
Cool.
So
There's more.
yes.
The follow-up pole arm for a crit.
What do
Oh,
you do to
no.
it? Like you set it up with the first attack. What do you do with the second one? That nat 20.
I'm gonna try to golf club the rest of its body away, but leave its head. So it's kind of like a reverse golf swing. I want the golf ball to not move,
Yeah.
but the
You
rest.
wanna hit the
body.
tee, not the
You-
golf club.
yeah.
you take the
exactly.
grass, the tee, the
Use
rock that
the
was in the grass.
Yeah.
What I want you to do is roll me in athletics real quick.
Athletics, sure. That athletics, which is not acrobatics, be in that one.
That's fine.
Well,
So
Pull the heavy.
here's what
Alright.
happens. So like you kind of pull your shoulder a little bit with your golf swing, like, oh shit. But instead of it flying and hitting another one, it just eviscerates into powder. Like just the head is like you aimed. It just falls, right? But everything else just gone, and you're like, ooh, okay. I'm not in my
That's fine.
20s.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, hey, and this isn't, this isn't what's it called, Pebble Beach or whatever. This is like, yeah, exactly.
Alrighty. Anything else?
No, that was action, bonus action. That's my turn.
Cool. All right, no movement. Or no, you're moved. I forgot that. Yeah, you moved.
I got
Dude.
cosmetic crap. Like I'm gonna pick up the head, but other than that,
Yeah.
no, we're good.
So Zilphanis, it's your turn. And earlier, Valis rolled a 19 perception, so they're watching you pretty intently. I meant insight instead of investigation, so pretty
insight.
low. You probably have. We'll leave the die. You rolled a 5. I don't think your modded insight's high, so you're like, no idea
It's
what they're
0.
doing. So yeah, you're watching, you're getting the details, but like, what? Zilphanis, your turn.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move again up to this man's. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that ability, try and make him friendly to me.
Alrighty.
Also, I've discovered it is not addable to my sheet, just as an FYI.
We'll copy and
in
paste it.
Roll20. Okay.
Yep. Just remind me or whatever later. Message me. But go ahead and roll that animal handling now.
That's going to be a 13, and that should succeed. The DC is 10.
Yes. And you had the 15 earlier, so the DC was lowered from that. So yeah, this owlbear like gives you this look. It like tenses up for a second because you came up behind it, and then just gives you this look of like big old cute owl eyes, and like turns and looks at the thing that Marcus just eviscerated, lets out a coo, and then like growls in the direction of the one that's running.
Nod and understand. Can I let me
You-
reach out and give him like a pet on the head?
It's another animal handling. But yes, I will let you do that because I think it would be fun if it works.
Slowly and carefully, because obviously, I'm not trying to get bit. If it starts showing signs of
Yeah.
aggression, immediately pull back.
That's fine.
That's going to be a 23.
Yeah.
I really want this bear.
So it went from like, okay, you're not a threat, and then you start like comfortingly petting it, and it just starts like doing this weird, almost purring, almost cooing, growly mixture of a happy bear and a happy bird at the same time.
We got ourselves a mount, guys.
All right.
I don't know about that.
I know.
We're not being mauled right now, and that's a start, but
All right. Roll me an athletics check, Zilphanus.
That's gotta be a 19
wow.
on the die with no mod.
You match. I keep rolling to jump. This sheet's broken, but it rolled a 19 as well. So it leaned into you to get scratches and pets, and you barely match the force of this owlbear rolling a 19 as well. You're now in intense scratching. That's
Oh hell
its
yeah!
go.
This is like the most intense you've seen. These just giving scratches all over this big owlbear.
This thing like comes up on the rock. The last little ice guy comes up the rock, like looks
Oh, sorry.
around.
That was a mistake.
Um,
Nah.
like yells out some like confused like and then like eyes kind of bug out and it starts going again.
Oh shit, they're friends!
Valis, it's your go.
Valis, seeing that thing just dart, looks back over to Zilphanus in this owlbear and is going to take out his journal and he is going to start sketching the whole little scene right there.
Okay, cool. Do a sleight of hand for beauty and over to Marcus.
Yeah, I
19.
mean, I'm sort of done like
You got your
chasing
thing.
the thing, so I'm just gonna come over and try to like assist by one, like if I'm not interrupting, like literally just like just kind of roll the head of the ice goblin, like down on the ground next to the thing. And then start just looking it over. I'm not interrupting the pet session, but like I want to see if this thing is like okay. Like
Yeah.
if anything actually hurt the thing.
So roll animal handling and medicine real quick,
Sure, yeah.
and we'll take a break shortly.
So the animal handling will be a 15 and the medicine will be a 19.
Cool. So yeah, it like he looks at you, looks at Z, sees your demeanor, sees the thing's head in your hand, and it kind of get like switches back to getting scratched, like leaning hard into Zilphanus. You roll the head over towards it, and we'll see what it does with that. And then with the medicine check of 19, you can tell there's a bit of like, frosty damage on its back from the hail attack that the critter used. That's the only real visible damage to the thing. It is also a bit emaciated. It should be, more well fed. It's kind of baggy, if you know what I mean, where there should be bulk.
Well, that's incredibly easy. Yeah, I'll summon up 10 good berries real quick and kind of slowly move to actually hand them off to Zilphanus. Like I'll do the thing where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe she'll have. Oh, everybody's frozen. I don't know if anybody can hear me.
We
But
can.
like,
We're good.
You're good.
yeah, but like, just handing it off to Zilphanus. I'm sure she gets it. But it's that kind of thing where,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you successfully pass off to Z. We're mostly out of combat anyways. The only question is what Sane does.
Sane's back to being a sneaky snowcat. He's basically just gonna keep his eyes out for any surrounding danger,
Real
anything that
quick.
might interrupt this beautiful session.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So I just have one clarifying thing. Are you going to try and shoot this thing or let it go?
One survivor. I'm letting
Okay.
it go.
Let's take a quick break, and then we will pan to Sylphanus here and do a quick check-in as to how everybody's doing.
Sounds good.
I will be
See y'all
right
back.
back, and let's do a quick little break.
I sincerely hope this is the first of many animal companions.
Yeah. Are you going Beastmaster or?
No, I'm staying the
No.
Horizon Walker like I was.
Oh, gotcha.
I just think it'd be cool to, ride into town with an owlbear and be like, yeah, we just picked this up.
Yeah, we'll just pick this up, just no biggie.
As you do. Don't you always get an owlbear when you get out of town? Yeah.
So is your ability specifically for owlbears, or is it other?
Specifically owlbears.
Oh, interesting.
That's why I was saying that, like, I didn't really kind of keep it in mind because I was like, this is just so obscure. It's not likely to happen. But it did. So here we are.
Very nice.
And I mean, it technically doesn't train them. All it does is change their demeanor from either hostile to indifferent or indifferent to friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Valis is totally 100% going to try and use this as a book cover. Try and get Verona to
like, look at this!
Like, this would be cool. I don't know how you add it to the story, but this would be cool.
Look at how pure it is! Because, like, seriously,
so
this is probably, I don't want to say happiest you've ever seen Z, but it's like, you know how you treat an animal and you're like, oh, good boy.
Mm-hmm.
That 100% is what he's right now.
It's like you're at a party and you're not feeling anybody that's there, but then as soon as the dog comes out of the room, you're like, ooh.
Yes, that is 100% how Z is acting right now.
Yeah. Oh. Thought we lost you again. You froze for a half second. No.
All right, looks like everybody's back.
Hello.
Yep.
Let's get ourselves an owlbear.
Right.
That's not a cat. Leaves.
You know what? Fair. Understandable.
Velis is working on it.
It's kind of like a cat, though. A little bit.
No.
More like a parrot.
So, we resume. Sane up on high.
Mm-hmm.
Take the break veil off here. Sunny on high. Valis close by, taking notes. And we have got Zilphanus, who now has a handful of berries. And Marcus nearby doing a medical examination. We're out of combat. Feel free to do whatever you guys want to do for a bit here.
I will attempt to feed the berries to this owlbear. See if he wants them.
Yeah, bear wants the berries. So they eat all the berries you give it.
Maybe I'll give him a little extra, like, would jerky be part of, like, rations that we would carry with us and stuff?
It's fine. Dried salted meats.
Too.
Yeah, it scarfs everything. Roll me a sleight of hand, though.
This owlbear just got 10 days worth of calorie intake. One sitting.
That'll be a 16.
Yeah, you don't lose any fingers. You're not even bleeding. There was some definitely rough beakage going on.
Well, yeah, he's starving. Poor boy.
With the owlbear. Munch. And continuing to lean in and get scratches. but you don't even have to roll for that. They've shifted focus to the food.
Does it need water?
Probably.
Valis is gonna like do like a wide berth of it, and in this area right here we'll do thaw.
Okay. One sec here. This is probably gonna come in way. I think it's 10 feet squared.
Yeah.
All right. So you said right there about, or why don't you ping for me?
Yeah, right there.
So you
There
make
we
a
go.
little swimming pool out of the
Mhm.
snow. It's not super deep because it does go down to rock. But
Yeah.
kiddie pool of water.
Give it something to drink.
And yeah, it'll come over and start slurping some of the water
Nice.
for
Hey, GM.
sure.
Before we get too far into
Mm.
the interaction here, you did mention we were going to check in. Did we want to have a quick check in to see how folks are feeling?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that soon, for sure.
Cool.
I wanted to kind of wrap up the gist of this, and then we'll
Yeah,
we'll
absolutely.
see if we want to stop here or do a little bit moving on. Yeah. Anyways, well, I will get to that shortly. Marcus, with your medical exam, was there anything else you were gonna do besides the good berries and all that? Obviously, it's healed from eating all of them, but
No, not particularly. I mean, like, if I can join in pets, if it lets me, cool. But if not, like,
you could roll another animal handling to try and get close. The DC is getting lower by the
Sure.
second, so
cool. Well, the animal handling for me will be a 15.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Approach it how you want to. As long as it's not something horrible, then you get to do it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, if anything, it's like his days working with cavalry. I mean, he's going around, like, he'll like check, like the legs, everything like that, just like make sure everything's like looking good. Try to like look, like as it's chewing, like no damage to the beak, whatever. It's literally just a routine inspection, that's all. But he's just having fun, and pets are pets. What more is there to say?
Cool. So does a little walk around and start to like pet the owl bear. And yeah, even though it has kind of looser hide than it ought to, maybe some feathers missing here and there, there's still a lot of strength underneath that shaggy coat.
If there are any feathers that are particularly loose, might I take one? Or any that have fallen off, even.
Let me see here. Just roll me a d20 for fate to see if any feathers have fallen off.
That'd be a 12.
There's one, it's pretty messed up, that had gotten like frozen from the ice sheets that's down in the hole that you can catch your eye on. It's not like a beautiful, pristine feather. So you can get the mangled feather that's frozen, or you can try and pluck one off, hoping that it's loose enough that it won't piss this thing off.
Yeah, we're not going to try it. I don't know. If I take a feather, it'll be the mangled one.
Okay. So, up to you if you want it. You just jump down into the little pit, grab it, and come back up. Sane, you're catting. Are you going to continue to cat?
I mean, Boop. It's basically on Overwatch right now, making sure nothing interrupts this beautiful moment. That's
All right.
Sane.
Valis, are you just note-taking and drawing and stuff, or anything else?
The Valis is probably like standing there, like staring at the thing, like standing nervously. Z can probably tell that he is like standing there, like wanting to, but is probably too scared to like walk over to it.
Yeah, Z gives you this knowing look, and like you can tell he's got a huge grin on his face. He's gonna like grab your wrist and kind of like nudge you over, be like, "It's okay, it's not gonna hit you."
Rips his
He'll,
shoulder off.
Yeah. Oh god.
And I'll help him engage with pets too.
Okay. You going for it, Valis?
Yeah, it's very
Roll
very
your animal
slowly.
handling.
No,
Does it pick up on your fear?
The advantage
it probably
because of
does. It probably does.
Please hold.
So it does pick up on your fear, right? It doesn't like lash out at you, but it gives you like kind of stands more defensively, a little tenser, lading itself a little bit towards Valis. Something about Valis is making it uncomfortable this second. It's probably the
Russell,
nervousness.
Stop, and like pull back.
But no advantage
well-
at the moment for that.
Well, I was going to ask because I'm proficient in animal handling, and since I'm already handling the animal, that's why I was asking.
Valis, you're not, right? Or do you have proficiency? Yeah, Valis.
I do not. No.
I happen to know has very not the best. There's something, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Just let it. It's okay.
Yes, I know. I'm just making sure that my it was heard because I would like to help where I can. So
Valis did not get attacked. That is a win.
Yes.
noting nervousness, will be like, maybe it is better that you stay back. Apologies.
Yeah. And Valis will step backwards, like still looking at it, but not turning his back to it.
Cool. So some time passes where it, drinks some water. It's getting pets and scratches from Marcus and Zilphanas. Eats basically anything you guys hand to it. And after a little bit, like kind of stands up, seeming more relaxed, like really, stands up tall to move around. And starts just kind of like making some space for itself. It's got a lot of scratches already. Kind of coming over this way for now.
As it leaves, I'm going to speak aloud a prayer to Elenestra, asking her to watch over it and keep it safe.
Cool. Roll a religger.
It's going to be terrible. That's a 12. That's better than the ones I've been rolling.
Okay. It is much better than the ones you've been rolling, the literal ones.
Does Elenestra actually listen to me this time? Does she pick up on my call?
Only time will tell. So, all right, let me do. Another thing aside, roll me a Fate 20, Zilphanas. 3.
That's a 3.
Okay. Cool. So, this thing kind of makes its space, looks pretty tired. Maybe it hasn't eaten in a long time. Doesn't seem to feel threatened by you guys, and after making space, is just kind of like moving up to higher ground. You guys continue on your way? Thank you.
Zilphanas is much happier than he was like 20 minutes ago.
Get sun, no.
Ah!
It entered my range. I'm gonna pin it. Its clothing is its baggy skin. Nah.
All right. Now for check-in. So we could stop here. It's not a terrible time. I'm fine to go for another 45 to an hour. I know I'm a little spacey, but I'm just slower than normal right now. But I'm okay to keep going. Now, let me check with Mike first. Do you want to keep going, or would you like to stop?
I mean, I don't mind stopping. I like if everybody wants to keep going, sure, whatever. But
Either way.
I don't mind stopping personally.
Okay. Let's go to Alu. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to stop here?
Stop here. Passing to Joe.
Joe, do you want to stop
stop
here? Or
here.
Keep going?
Yeah, I do have to work in the morning. This
All right.
this coming morning.
It's not a bad
But who do you
stopping
pass
point.
to?
We'll pass it to Charlotte.
I agree with all spoken. This was a good stopping point.
Alrighty. So, we will stop here. The owlbear climbing up on high, and you guys continuing on your way. That sounds good to me. So, we'll pick up maybe next week. We'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling about the next session. But let's go ahead and do our goodbyes and outros. All right. Well, thank you, anyone and everyone who tuned in this week. I am Gats. I was the GM for Bay of the Ancients D&D. Thank you for tuning in. And who was I playing with tonight?
Hello, everyone. I go by Eludria Luna. I was playing Sane the Ranger tonight. And thanks for tuning in. It was lovely.
Hello, I'm Charlotte. Tonight I was playing Zafana Sikan. It has now been 0 days since Z is unconscious in combat. I hope you will join us next time. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello, I'm Joe. I played Valis Deleth, our resident sketch artist.
Heck yeah.
And I'm Mike. I played Marcus Berrylicious Vance. And yeah, looking forward to seeing
so
y'all next
good.
time.
Alrighty. Well, thank you, everybody. Couple quick plugs for anybody who wants to see us in other contexts, though. Eludria actually just started up a streaming game of 5e called Heroes of Old. You can find that at Eludria Luna on YouTube. You're uploading them on YouTube, right? Or you just do...
Twitch.
Do you want to upload them on YouTube as well? The recordings?
You can find him on Twitch for now.
All right. Well, yeah, Eludria Luna on Twitch. Go find him. Some of us are players there. We're also just starting up a podcast where we talk about just like D&D stuff in general, but in depth. It's on the Doglin Gaming YouTube channel, as well as Twitch. We're just getting that off the ground, so it'll be more fleshed out and accessible soon. But the series is called Doglin Tales D&D In Depth, if you want to find that. I'll see about getting some links in the descriptions as well for you all. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a good night. And maybe we'll be here next week. Maybe we won't. Bye.
Bye.